Hey everybody, welcome back to Natural 20 Proof, the show that exists because drinks are good, friends are better, and the dice gods own our souls.
Hey.
We are broadcasting live from the McMinnville Mead Hall up in Oregon, up in the northern Willamette Valley. So if you're near Portland area, make sure to come check us out. We have one of the best selections of fermented honey drinks anywhere on the West Coast right now. I hear some... Oh my god, I don't know what's happening. There's a voice speaking from the ether.
Your phone on silent.
It wasn't anything, Jesse. That's just you.
I don't know what's happening. I finally cracked under the pressure. We are using Sirenscape today, as always, for our sound sets. So make sure to go check them out. We're using their beta online web player. It is a really cool service. You can mix and match sound files from all different genres and styles, put them all together into your own sound sets to fit whatever mood or vibe your game is trying to do. You can even edit sound files and add your own custom sounds and music to it, as I discovered by accident by installing heavy metal bagpipe music over one of my bardic theme songs, and boy, has that come back to haunt me. The problem is I don't know how to turn it off, so...
Oh, we really have to fix that one of these days. It's like 2 seconds of clicking.
Well, it just keeps coming up, and honestly, I'm kind of attached to the surprise now.
You can reach out to Sirenscape support.
Help me! I've got haggis everywhere! It's spreading!
I've entered so much haggis.
So much haggis. They're great, by the way. Listen to Enter the Haggis.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Big disclaimer, most of us are now vaccinated. Angus and I just got our second dose a few days ago, so we are well on our way to full immunization. Most of us here at the table have gotten both doses, so...
And most of us are even 2 weeks past.
It's true. So, we're actually, it's pretty safe here, but even still, we all still wear our masks outside of stream when we're not at the table. Really important to keep doing this until we really hit that immunization threshold across the board. Some people don't get to have the vaccine, and so we have to make sure we're keeping those folks safe no matter what. So make sure to wear these masks if you're in any public space, even if you're vaccinated. It's really important, y'all. And did I miss anything else? Oh, make sure to like and follow us on YouTube and Twitch if you're not already. Check out our podcast on your favorite podcast streaming services. And
Oh no, I was going to say on the Facebook post I said all good podcast providers will have it. So.
Oh yeah.
that's fair.
I'm a little bit behind. I need to get those done. Soon enough.
It's been busy. Angus has been super crazy busy lately, and so we are, he's doing an absolute champion's job right now, keeping up on everything. So thanks for tackling that, as always. Killing it. This guy is simultaneously playing and running the stream, by the way. So he's the man behind the curtain. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that covers everything. So, that was so ominous.
Well, where we left off, I'm kind of nervous.
Oh, that's fair. No, it's fine.
You'll be just fine.
Speaking of, I was going to suggest a slightly different method for the recap today. If anybody would like to volunteer to try to recap the last session's events in character, I'm willing to dangle a DM inspiration die in front of your noses for it.
I've already got one.
It's up to you. I can do it. No worries. I just wanted to throw that out there in case anybody is so inclined.
Listen, I'm always down, but I already feel like I talk too much, so I'm going to pass on this one.
I know we're in Bara.
Oh, you got that problem.
I got to ride a flying boat.
Yeah, that's you did.
Here.
All right.
And we saw a dog.
I can do half of it.
You can do half of it.
All right.
So here's the thing.
That's true.
We started with the night, so we had our watch. I had a wonderful talk with Kip. It was a little pushy trying to figure out everything, which I shared a lot. But anyway, we had a great chat, and there was someone who was sneaking around, but they were really far away, and they weren't next to Cadius's group, so we weren't too worried about it. Then in the morning, we got on the boat, and nobody went swimming with Keto and saw a big monster, not a monster, but like a humanoid, creepy, weird thing at the very bottom, and got a little scared and came up. He wouldn't say he was scared. I think he was scared. So came up to the boat and we got all the way across, got into Pyre, and then the group split up. So Who all did I come?
I got on the boat.
Evelyn, nobody, Desmond, Hillary, and I decided to go on the gondola, and we went and we swung around, and we checked out. He would, for some reason, Desmond kept talking about Nelson.
Yeah, the name of the gondola was Nelson.
And he was really excited. And then we saw that mean guy who was kind of pulling his dog around again, which Hillary and Cyrus and I had seen a while ago. And Hillary spat on them. And then they let go of their leash, and the dog didn't leave. So we were first like, hey, this person's mean to their dog. And then we're like, well, hey, the dog seems to like him. So we are at a bar, and we're drinking, and I have Speak with Animals prepared. So if the dog comes by, I can just see how it's doing and make sure it's okay and being taken care of and loved, because it looks like a good dog. I don't know what the other group's doing. I think they're shopping.
Anybody from the other group want to chime in here?
And I offered to steal the dog if it was necessary.
We did some shopping, preferably looking for certain items to make a spell scroll. Quite powerful one that if me and Hillary can actually pull off will be quite helpful for the group. As well as selling some items that we've had for a while, including parts of a displacer beast, gems, and different things like that. Along the way, we discovered an item for Morrigan that we couldn't afford because it was way too bloody expensive.
And honestly, it was a little too ostentatious for our girl.
Wait,
That is very true. Yes.
She's not really all that showy.
not Morgan?
What?
The name.
So a little bit of DM backstory here you'd all be aware of. The Morrigan is a triple goddess. There are 3 aspects to her, and one of them is a goddess known as Nemain, who is the Gore Crow, a goddess of extreme carnage, bloodlust, and battlefield fury. That would be the one more associated, roughly with the item you found at the magic shop last time. Although the Morrigan's different aspects do interplay quite a bit, so there are aspects of fate, motherhood, and death and carnage associated with her. So there are a couple different. She's complicated.
That was about it. I don't think anything else happened on our shopping excursion that I can think of.
I bought some upgraded armor, but that's about it.
That you did.
I'm gonna go ahead and give Penny and Kaz inspiration die for jumping in here and making that happen. Thank you for giving us a recap, y'all. A little more macro level context. The party is currently in the town of Bara, having crossed over Lake Elwir to make their way down south towards the Claw Garden, where they hope to resolve a conflict surrounding a magical artifact known as the Fathom Pearl, which is locked within the core of a being known as the Sand Mother. They are a little ways out from that yet, but it looks to be they could be there as early as tomorrow if they get an early enough start. So that is sort of the context and where we left off. However, there was a rather important point that we are going to be leading right into at the start of our session, as our gondola crew made their way down to the Windsail Tavern, where they all got some food and drinks and decided to sit outside looking for the doggo walking past. A mysterious figure dressed in a well-fitting tunic and flexible pants, and then a hood that sort of pulls tight or cinches tight around the collar and flips up over. It's sort of a cream-colored ensemble, a little more pale. However, upon turning and looking towards your group, you saw a white porcelain fox mask within it, small pinpricks of glowing light gazing out of them as they made direct eye contact with Desmond and said, "Hey there, Des. Long time no see. How you going?" And that is where we left off last time, so we're going to pick up right there.
Well, I'm doing okay. I just don't know who you are, actually. It's a nice mask, though. It's not as scary as mine.
Yeah, well, trying not to put people off too much, Honestly, I think we're a little more familiar with each other than you may first assume. Just one of them ghosts you left behind you.
Ghosts?
Yeah, traveled together for a while and made a bit of an impact across Anor, didn't we? A few folks maybe wouldn't be so happy to see us again, but, you know, times have changed and that's all in the past, ain't it?
Well, you couldn't possibly be.
Yeah, it might be. But they don't need to know about that, do they? Really, I just wanted to touch base with you. Heard about some of y'all's exploits. You've met yourself a good set of mates. Your reputation's starting to precede you. I didn't put two and two together that you were the Ibis until you had your little dip out in the docks over in Letty's Rest.
Leave me alone, you goblin.
Well, I mean, look, all right.
Hillary draws her sword, lays it across her knees.
All right, look. I'm not here to start trouble. Understand? And
I'm just sitting down, friend.
Sure.
I've never known you to do anything else. I've never known you to do anything else.
Yeah, and that's part of what I wanted to talk to you about. I know I haven't been, you know, the most trustworthy, nor the best. You got plenty of reason not to trust me. I understand. Times and situations we got ourselves into that I got us into, truth be told. You know, you got every reason to resent me. I understand, but...
Well, I suppose every reason to be confused about you being here in the first place. The last time I saw you, you were a, pile of crispy goo.
Yeah, it didn't feel so good. Truth be told, yeah, you got hustled out a little faster than... I was a little angry. I ain't gonna lie, for a long time. That hurt like hell, and getting left to die like that, you know, it hurt, but not like you could do anything about it. The dwarves were on both of our butts at that point.
Well, the first vial, I couldn't get back to the cart quick enough.
Yeah, you know, they told me about that, and I kind of put two and two together. Managed to talk my way out of it, so, you know, that's my skill set, right? We both have our own talents.
But how could you be here and all the others couldn't? Why is that good? I don't understand why you'd even want to see me now.
I want to thank you, honestly.
Okay.
I wasn't in the best place. You know, I was kind of consumed by greed, money lust, competitivity. You know, I grew up kind of resenting you, I ain't gonna lie. You had all the talent, and I had all the, I don't know, I was always fucking up. And, you know, I just, there was a large part of me that was pretty consumed with rage, you know. I didn't have a lot of direction, didn't know what I could do to make a difference that could make my impact on the world, you know, on the Cala. And you gave me a path there. Maybe you didn't mean to, but you know, we always gave the antidote to everybody before, so we never really saw what could happen if they weren't cured.
Well, it was plenty painful for the first few minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
DM?
Yeah.
This guy sounds like a manipulator to Garrett. Can Hillary get an insight check on him?
Sure. Incidentally, again, we've got Penny, Nobody, Edlin, I believe, is there, and then we got Kaz, and and Hillary, of course.
I cast Enhance Ability on myself last time. Does anyone remember what stat I did it on?
Owl's Wisdom, I think.
It was to get first. Yeah, you were trying to look.
Perception, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
Just out of curiosity's sake, are the three of us still out shopping at this point? Okay.
Yeah.
I figured so.
And we'll get to that in just a little bit here.
Oh,
24.
don't say that. We're gonna get in a bar brawl.
Oh, I'm all here for that.
24.
That makes one.
24, insight check on him. It's hard to get a read on him, given the mask, and you don't have a good sense for who this character even really is, and who they are to Desmond.
Well, I heard the story of his brother.
Oh, okay.
Sort of.
Then...
Yeah, I mean, I know about his brother, that his brother was, to one degree or another, a bad dude for the sake of expediency, and that he and Desmond together did stuff that made them both persona non grata in Lara.
Mm-hmm. In Carrick.
Sorry, thank you, in Carrick.
Okay, then in that case, yeah, you'd be able to probably put together with this information that this is probably, or somebody at least claiming to be his brother. And especially given Helry's caginess and familiarity with, manipulative types around Vesic, this sort of does this. It doesn't strike you as somebody who's being untruthful.
Sure.
But perhaps somebody that has ulterior ambitions or motives. But they're not.
A lot of lies with the truth.
They're not. He's not lying from what you can tell.
That's
but
right.
perhaps dancing around the truth a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can Edlin just sort of move around behind this person?
And then no.
No, I'm just
That'd put you standing directly in front of the tavern door.
to the side of the door then. But
So you're like crammed up behind him at this point. Just
on the other side.
on the other side of the door.
Just so if he tries to leave and they don't want him to, I can stop him.
Okay, yeah, you kind of make your way around. You can see the small pinpricks of light in his mask kind of like following you as you walk. He turns his head slightly and looks towards you, and just one small nod before he turns back to look towards Desmond again.
Also, sorry, is he armed?
Nope. Not you can tell. Again, dressed in more form-fitting clothing. It looks to be very flexible, athletic sort of attire. Soft fabric. Looks to be like linen, perhaps some kind of fine-spun wool.
Okay.
And where were we? Yeah, I wanted to thank you because, well, whether you meant to or not, you gave me a new direction. I don't really want to talk about it out in the open street here because obviously you and I both have a bit of a history that best left more quiet.
I think I'd much rather talk about it out in the open, actually.
Well,
Cease your mincing of words and state your business clearly.
I want to talk to Desmond. I've got some business and a request of him, and I know where our father is.
Then
And-
you shall speak with us.
All right. You're all welcome to come. It's more a matter of, and he turns and looks towards guards passing in the street, random people sort of milling about in the area. More about making it so that we can speak more openly and we don't have to, mince around subjects.
Well, I don't really want anything to do with you.
All right.
Matter of fact, I can't possibly believe that you would know where Artemis is. And even if you did, I don't know that I've got anything to say to Artemis either. I'd like to see him, but I mean, he left. He was the first victim.
Well, I'm almost the first victim, honestly.
Yeah.
And frankly, from what I understand, Artemis is still pretty well broke up about it. I don't think he'd want to see me, to be perfectly frank. But he might listen to you.
I don't think anybody around here would like to see you.
Well, and he flicks the mask.
understand that.
Yeah.
But this is on you.
Yeah, I know. It's a matter of me asking if you can help me with this.
You already got a pretty firm no, buddy. You push on past that, you're liable to make me real mad.
See, issue being, Des, that you're literally the only one that has the knowledge to actually... I've got a dream now, an ambition that goes beyond money, goes beyond power, goes beyond, my own self-interest. It's a dream about getting freedom to all the people of this world, all the people of this Cala. And it has to do with the potion that you and I were peddling about. It turns out that potion was the key the whole time. It was a way to give people strength and freedom. And he kind of looks around surreptitiously at the surrounding people, and then sort of cups his hand over his other hand here, holds it out. And this glowing ball of light exudes forth from his palm and hovers above his hand. He holds it for a second, it pulses, there's a brief kind of fiery incandescence around it, then he goes back in. You can see him almost wince a little bit as it goes back, but it flows back in without any issue. Now, I frankly did not want to see you again either. I understand that we have a lot of differences and you have every right to be angry with me for our time together. But the fact of the matter is, you've got the power to give this to everyone. You've got the power to spread this around, to make this accessible to all the people of Anor, so that they don't have to be afraid of the dark anymore. They don't have to be afraid of the wilderness anymore. They don't have to be afraid of old power structures and old crutches that held them back. This is real freedom. This is a way that everyone can finally have the kind of liberty and the strength to not only resist what's in the Cala, but what might be coming later.
What do you know about that?
I don't know, same as what everyone else knows. Shit comes out of the elemental plane sometimes, fucks us up. Things come out of the Feywild and the Shadowfell. We're pretty well helpless. Unless there's some kind of, Twatha to stand in the way, which, fuck have they been around much lately.
Feywild has no interest in you.
Yeah, that ain't true, bud. You know it.
Better than you.
Yeah, then you know it. Feywild's always getting involved. There's always meddling, there's always pranks, there's always fucking intervention from them. And that's just the Feywild. They're manipulative. The Shadowfell sends fucking monsters.
Dizzy, you into this or not?
Well, to tell you the truth, he says I'm the talented one, but he always had talent. He just never used it for good.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to do.
That sounds like a no to me.
What manner of magic does he wield?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. And honestly, he shouldn't even be here. Like I said, he was a pile of crispy, smoking goo that was just on the floor.
So that a no?
Well, see, that's why I want to talk in more private, so that I can show you what you gave me. What your talents are able to do for this world. This is just a taste.
You're getting real pushy, son.
Yeah, I'm passionate.
Scram!
I cast command. Wisdom save.
It just right off of him.
Oh. Tell you what.
That was the pleasant way.
Oh, man.
Well, is Artemis...
Hilary Gelnaga, right?
You got that right.
Yeah, your reputation precedes you. Last I heard, people don't need to hear about that. Yeah, long story short, I got respect for you. You're a tough cookie. You got, a lot of people got your ear. You got a reputation all across Anor now. Maybe you don't know how far it's gotten. But, long story short, this is between me and Des.
Yeah, Des gave you an answer. You got about 15 seconds.
I don't think Des gave me an answer yet.
He did twice. It was a no.
He told me he didn't want to see me, and that's true.
Circumstances never changed.
I don't need to see him. I don't need to be in his life at all. But I do have a request of him, and I just want to make my case.
How about you leave for right now? You come back in 15 minutes. If we're here, that means that maybe Des wants to talk to you, but if we're not, you've gotten your answer, and he can have some time to think.
All right, that's fair.
Well, the way you usually mince words, you said you knew where Artemis was.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he's alive. That doesn't mean that anything can come from it other than you can show me a gravesite or something. That's not really that useful to me.
He's alive and he's in the mist coil. Specific location, though, I'd rather talk about in private.
Where's private for you?
Lemon Grove. Sunset, if you can.
Who's all here?
Everybody except Saris,
And
Kaz,
I'm outside
and
the-
Leora.
I'm outside the inn behind the guy listening to him and you talk, so.
Right, well, you go ahead and wait at the Lemon Grove. I might be there, I might not.
All right. Any of your friends can come along as well. I don't mean to make you feel like, you know, this is something that I think you trust them, right?
Well enough. You might want to make your way to the Lemon Grove soon, or at least out of town. Hi everybody, it's Ethan Crowley!
There's kind of a moment, he kind of locks eyes with you. Yeah. And he kind of turns and heads off towards the north.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy. My voice moves up to 3 times as loud, and I shout,
Holy shit, Ethan Crowley, look at him, he's headed north.
Roll an intimidation check. You can make it.
Walking faster!
God bless you.
19.
They're having this very serious moment.
Upon that booming out, you see multiple people start to look over your way. There's some whispering in the crowd, and watching his retreating, he's trying to like saunter pretty Joe casual, but you could swear he kind of like. There's an increase in his cadence as he moves away.
Can I do one last thing before he gets 60 feet out of range?
Is there anything else anybody else wants to do as well at this point? Because you know, we've got Edlin there, and we've got nobody there. Oh my!
It's like, is that him? Oh my god!
Oh my stars!
Oh my.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's like, and then the booming out, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely pointing him out.
Okay. Yep. He's going. Nobody. Is there anything you wanted to do?
Nobody's sitting there thinking.
Okay. Sounds good. What was the last thing you wanted to do, Desmond?
No? Okay.
My eyes are just this big. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
All right.
I don't know this backstory.
You wanted to do one of the things there? Like,
Yeah, my one last thing is gravel shit stain! I'll just throw one more at him. Wisdom save.
You're gonna blow through all your spells.
He like stumbles briefly
Doesn't quite get it.
and keeps going.
This guy really wants to talk to us now. We had a fun conversation.
Really having a good time. Having a good time.
Good way to gauge his wisdom saves, though.
Ah, yeah.
Got a strong will.
We're going to
I'm gonna-
give the group a little bit more time. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to Edlin and say, hey Edlin, we know where he's supposed to end up, but I kind of want to know where he goes before he gets there.
Okay. Stealthin'.
17.
You're just talking to like the shadow that he left behind. She left behind.
Just like,
Oh,
Okay, you swiftly vanish into the crowd behind him, kind of shifting between ferret form and elven form as you go.
Running along the eaves.
Mm-hmm. He does not seem to see you as he starts making his way towards the north side of town. Okay. And you're kind of following him for quite a while at this point, so...
He leaves the town and then I'll run back to the tavern.
He does head out the northern gates towards, and you kind of scuttle up onto the walls, and you can see there's a large sort of expanse of orchard out towards the north. It kind of cuts, again, you can see the large Dormer range off to your right, and the foothills go down, opening out to these large kind of deep wooded forests that you are familiar with before they kind of intersperse out where fences and property lines occur, and you start seeing orchards and many different groves of trees scattered around.
And he heads for the orchard. Mm-hmm. Head back to the tavern.
Okay.
As fast as I can go.
Okay, sounds good.
Dash.
Anything else for this?
Does Bara tend to have a problem with like lemon stealing orcs? Seems like they've got a lot of lemon trees.
You know, we haven't looked at that lemon grove in about 3 minutes.
Lemon stealing orcs. Wait, this feels like a joke that I'm not familiar with.
I got you. Yeah.
What is?
We cannot talk about it on stream.
I sure do love bars.
They're just orcs, though. It's okay.
This is me like
get you on the break. Yeah.
things just flying over my head here. That's okay. I'll look it up later and probably
You're with
regret
us
it.
here, Jesse. We're totally lost.
I don't know. These are next level. These are obviously next level shit posts here. So, okay, 1 second. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pan the camera over to our shopping group, who just finished up speaking with, I believe, a magic item shop around there that.
Glint and glitter.
Glint and glitter.
Oh, glint and glimmer is what I got.
Glint and glimmer.
Hildegard.
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 Temperate time, glint and glimmer.
Okay.
Where you have discovered the love of Helry's life, and she doesn't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
We're never gonna tell you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So we're walking out of the shop with our shopping bags, and we're laughing, having a good time.
Excellent. Having a good time. Having a good time.
As we approach this gift, you'll notice Cyrus gets markedly more uncomfortable. He's like having a good time, laughing, and then laughing a little bit less. And then he's just eyes trained on that damn boat.
So from your perspective, all the gondolas are like way the hell up above. So you can kind of look up and you feel like you know.
You know, I'm okay if we don't take the gondolas. We could just.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No.
It's fast as we're there.
No, I appreciate walking around.
I'm already stepping onto one, but I'm looking straight down at the floor of it.
So you go. The point of our shopping trip was we'd be shopping on the way anyway, so we would just walk the whole way.
Well, now that you insist, twitch my arm.
It's always nice to get a good stroll. This is such a beautiful city, and the streets are so well maintained.
I love seeing them from the ground up, from high, but yeah, you know, it's nice on the ground too.
It's like a half-elf dock worker off to the side. He's like, outside of a bar.
I feel you, buddy.
I cast prestidigitation over there and just like clean it up real quick.
And he's like, what the hell? Oh, I need to stop. Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Is there anything else we need to pick up while we're out? I think we've kind of covered the gambit.
I believe so. I think that should be it.
Beautiful hammer I can't afford. Got a trinket I can't afford. Yeah, it's a good shopping trip.
Well, let's maybe make our way back to the tavern.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's meet up with the rest. Maybe we can find some work to kind of pay for that new axe. And
yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Poke around. I'm sure somebody at the tavern might have a lead on something.
And actually, my studded leather, I'm going to be picking it up tomorrow, right? Because I had requested special blue, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll just be.
Yeah, from Temper and Time.
I also forgot about that.
Yep, that is due to be all done tomorrow.
Cool. Cyrus, do you mind carrying this crate of scrolls and inks and things? Oh, thank you.
Just kind of like pop it up on the shoulder.
Show off.
No worries. I got you.
Well, let's make our way back to the tavern and the rest of the group. I have some work to do.
Okay.
We'll hoof get on up there.
Okay, it doesn't take you very long to get over there. It's you didn't really make your way. Neither of you are too far into Bara at this point. There's quite a bit more city to explore, and the Windsail Tavern's probably on the western third of the city towards the docks. So it doesn't take you all very long to reconvene. You approach the Windsail Tavern. You can see your group, your allies all arrayed outside of the bar. Seemingly in discussion.
Hello all. We've picked up some things. Ellery, I was able to procure the items for what you were looking for. I'm not really sure what you wanted, but we have it.
Yeah, sure. I forget what those items were.
You got 500 gold pieces to make a scroll.
Correct, yeah. I was actually hoping to pick your brain on a little something, putting together some extra magic thing. I think it'd be good for the group to be kicking around, but we can talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Kez, can you do a little flame ball in your hand?
Can I like start to conjure a firebolt but not like throw it, kind of a thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is basic. Like this is how you first learned firebolt. Was literally like, all right, make a fire in your hand.
Okay.
Like this?
Yeah.
See, now that's special.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I mean, you are very special and handsome, and I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead.
No, continue. What else about me is so great?
I like that you're tall, but not too tall. You know, you got a wiriness to you. You know, anybody can get big like this, but like to keep that physique, that requires some dedication, man. I respect it.
The excellent diving technique.
The excellent diving technique, which you possibly overuse, but if I was thinking about it, I'd be jumping into everybody in water too.
That's for a different day, but I'm just really good at burning calories. Anyhow.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Well, we had a successful trip. How was your gondola ride? Did you find... I can't even say it without laughing, sorry.
Did you find yourselves?
Yeah, continue.
Oh, yeah.
Did you find your gondola?
Nelson Gondola is...
I knew the joke, I just can't say it without laughing.
What's Nelson Gondola you're doing? Oh my god, I've noticed that one in my past visits here.
Yes,
wonderful work.
It's upside down now, so you have to like look over the top of the boat to see it right.
That doesn't sound like
From
fun.
the other way, it looks like I don't know.
Whatever now.
It looks like
Noslin?
So when you see it from the ground, it doesn't make
Gotta change the name of that BBEG.
Well, excellent. Did you have a good gondola trip then, by the sounds of it?
Well, the gondola trip was fine. Ran into somebody I really wasn't expecting to see, and they've got something I was quite curious about, and I don't know. Well, there's a job prospect, I guess. I don't know. Probably not money involved. If there is, it's just for him usually.
Right, but you said you were curious about it, right?
It's a family thing.
Oh.
Apparently, it's somebody. Apparently, he found my dad in the mist coil.
Oh.
And, well, for one, if he's alive, like he said, then he's probably doing just fine being alive in the mist coil is demanding, I think. And if he's still living now, then he's got to be doing okay. He's got to be tough enough.
Well, sorry, I mean, do you want to see your father? I mean...
He kind of left without really preparing Ethan and me for the leaving. So I don't really know. I don't know what I'd say to him, honestly. But I suppose that, well, if we were in the mist coil, I suppose we might as well look him up. I don't know if they have like a directory, like, you know, a kiosk in the middle that says, welcome
Yellow
to the mist
tones?
coil.
You are here?
You are here?
Your father's over here? Oh, that's perfect.
Was it the mist coil we just traveled through, or is that?
No, so those are the mist lands. The mist coil is sort of an extension of the perpetual fog wall that moves off of Moon, but that's it's a jungle where the elemental planes are colliding and creates a very intense environment with some extremely roiling magics involved. You know, it's kind of like ebbs and eddies of magical force that are, you know, creating vortices in there. It's very, very hostile and is known to have some of the most dangerous creatures in all of Anor present there.
Always wanted to go to the Mist Coil and have some stories from there. It sounds wonderful. Terrifying, but wonderful.
If it comes down to it, we could probably get some help finding him. That might not be a problem, but for what it's worth, I don't know, man. You want that? Really?
Do I want Ethan or do I want Artemis?
Either, both. Seems like there's a package deal right now.
Yeah.
And I've gotten in bed with a lot of people of varying degrees of moral fiber. And
Yes.
he did not strike me as someone you want to get. Oh, I wasn't even talking literally, but now I hear it.
yeah.
In retrospect, I hear it.
Sorry, that's kind of where I was
Still
going.
only count two. It still works.
He doesn't strike me as the kind of person I'd like to work with. But it's your thing. It's your call.
Well, if we do decide to interact with him more, meet him with the lemon grove. So we ran into my brother Ethan, and he's kind of a dick, and he's supposed to be dead even. I'm not really sure why he's here, but he could conjure up a little fireball like you did just there.
Oh, then you must be related.
Because of the fireball or the dick?
Hey,
Because of the dying and coming back.
Oh, right. I don't think they know about that.
Oh,
you died?
You did.
you die.
Kind of.
Yes, he is a
Maybe.
great warrior who can defeat even the vagaries of death. This is why I follow him.
Wow.
Wow.
We must have had
is he
some-
like your god?
Yes.
You're a cleric.
Damn. You must have had some real shit-kicking priest rocking around with you back then.
No priest. I've never interacted with a priest. Well, I think we took some money from a collections box.
Oh.
Sure, like you do.
Yeah. Well, like Ethan did.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't.
Yeah.
I never spent any of the coin either. I never got any of it. He went to bathhouses and things like that. And, I was usually taking...
Where were these bathhouses, and what services do they provide?
Oh, well,
Hillary, I don't think this is the time.
Sorry, no, I'm getting sidetracked. Yep. Sorry, carry on.
So as far as stealing goes, that was definitely his kind of cup of tea. And if we do interact with him further, we should absolutely suspect the worst.
Sure.
That anybody could possibly commit, I guess. He would betray us at the first chance if he's the same Ethan I knew.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you
So kind of-
think he's telling the truth about your dad?
Am I coming back yet, Jesse?
Yeah, at this point you've probably reappeared. You all hear sort of a in the eaves above you.
And Desmond drops down.
I got you.
Okay.
I can hold that. I'm strong
I
enough
can
for a
talk.
ferret.
So he went to some orchards out the north gate.
Okay, that checks.
We were headed to Mist Coil anyway, weren't we?
I mean, we were
To Claw Garden.
Is that the end of
The
this?
claw garden's right here and the mist coil's right there, so they're right next to each other. And if you want to go to like
Hold on.
Yeah, where's that map?
Vesic or
I think they're connected.
The DM has a
They're
disappeared.
right next to each other. I don't
Yeah.
If you don't want to deal with
here's the mist coil.
whoever that was, I'm sure we could hunt down your father on our own once we're there.
It's a pretty big swatch of land.
And there's some
We're
pretty...
pretty good.
for cartography.
Oh,
Everyone's not here.
the little battle camp.
So here's.
Can we get that up?
We can. I want to make sure y'all can actually see what I'm pointing at too.
Well, I mean, I can see it on the screen.
So,
I don't know about y'all.
essentially, the where you guys are at right now, you are over here.
My arm's gonna hold that down.
Right there.
And then there's the mist.
Okay.
Right? There's the mist coil, which is on like directly to your east, and then the claw garden, which is to your southwest.
So we either go east or southwest.
Right.
Is basically what we're looking at right now.
Well, we know that some people are after the Fathom Pearl already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it kind of sounds like they're in a stalemate at the moment, so I don't think there's a high priority on that.
Well, I think a stalemate would be the exact time that a third party could get in and do the business that they couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
thinking your brother might have some business in the claw garden, maybe?
I don't think he does. The one thing that we could say for sure that he wasn't telling a lie about is that the potion he's referring to, I'm the only one alive who has intricate knowledge about it, and that would be the main reason he'd want me, for good or bad, to explore that potion. That much we know is true.
And for what it's worth, I mean, I didn't catch a lie in anything he was saying, but I know a lot of people that can do a lot of harm with the truth. So even if he's telling the truth about your daddy, I don't think that's all there is what we see on the surface.
What did that potion do?
Well, horrible things really. It took a couple of minutes to take effect, but it kind of immolated a person from the inside out.
Jeez.
Crispy goo.
Yeah.
I think he's probably not the kind of person we want to give that to.
Yeah, I don't think he has good intentions, but the potion itself had good intentions originally. It was my mother that was working on it, and well, the notes I've got just say, what did she call it?
So, like, it was to do that so you could see what was wrong on the inside and then fix, like, surgery and whatnot, and then you go back to normal so you don't have to cut inside?
No.
Oh, well, why would anyone work on a potion that makes you inside out?
It doesn't make you inside out,
Oh.
it burns you from the inside.
I heard that wrong. Ow! That sounds evil.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It was supposed to be like a sleep potion, and it just didn't work right.
Well, in a way, it did work.
Literally burn you up from the inside?
Quite literally.
Gotcha. Not like a week after a night in one of the cheap brothels.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Very literal.
Yeah, gotcha.
Skin starts glowing, and then the like basically molten flesh pours out.
Yeah, sure.
I was thinking more of a curry shop.
Burn bright little fuse. All right.
Well, Desmond, whatever your decision is, I mean, we full-heartedly support you. You're part of clandestiny. I can only just say from personal experience, family's important to me and where I come from. And it sounds like you have a checkered past with your family.
Well, most of my family was fine. It was really Ethan that tore us apart from the get-go. Sort of. I mean, the potion really did it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well,
No, burned from the inside. Not tore. I mean, I didn't see, well, I mean, I saw my brother burn up easily enough. I suppose he was kind of tearing at his flesh, trying to figure out what was going on.
I got the sense he was slightly torn up about it.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little torn up with that.
Jesse hides.
It hurts.
The only reason we're going to the Claw Garden is because Summerass told us to, and I really don't want to do anything for that man anyway. So if you'd rather go to the Mist Coil, I'm fine with that.
Well, the first choice we'd need to make is whether or not we meet Ethan in the Lemon Grove on the north side of town, and we could collect some information, see what else he knows, because he didn't want to speak in public.
Do you trust that that's not a trap to let...
Do you have some kind of truth serum, truth potion, or truth magic?
We have fists.
I have fire.
I could tomorrow, but not today.
When it comes to
Fists and fire.
when it comes to protecting against Ethan, I don't think he's got any sort of associates that really work with him these days. Anybody who knew who he was wouldn't want to. So if it came down to fisticuffs, I mean, I killed him once, I could kill him again.
I am curious to learn your family's secret to defeating death.
I was thinking more along the lines of just taking him and making him tell you what you want to know.
Well, I feel like we should maybe try a more civil approach at first and have a discussion.
Yeah, we can judge as it goes fit, and if anything gets weird, we can just get us all out of there real quick. You don't have to stick around any longer than you want to.
Or just pound him into submission.
I think
pretty good at that.
With the whole crew along, we don't have much to fear for, at least.
Exactly.
Except water.
We could at least hear him out, and if I never want to see him again, then I'll never want to see him again. We don't have to.
Excellent.
We can get as much info out of him as we possibly can in the meantime.
Yeah.
What time of day is it right now?
You are in kind of late afternoon, probably around 4 or 5 o'clock.
So
People are starting to filter in from the docks and are making their way into town for dinner and, entertainment.
So we would be having to meet him fairly soon.
Yeah, I think everyone's already eating other than the folks who just arrived. So y'all are welcome to go
I have
grab.
indeed partaken greatly.
Well, we'll, if you want to go, we'll go and we'll follow your lead. So anytime you want to get out of there, we leave.
Sundown's in about 3 hours, by the way, so.
There, Leoro. You join us searching for stories.
Of course.
We shall enter the mist coil in search of mystery.
I think it's Mr. Crowley.
Mr. Crowley.
Not Mr. E.
I think it's
I
just
mean Ethan. E.
I think it's just the mist coil.
Oh.
Well, was it Mr. A?
Yeah.
Artemis was his name? So we'll enter the mist coil looking for Mr. A.
Mr. A.
Well, like that, Ethan would go by Crowley these days.
Right?
But he might name himself after something else, like maybe the coil. He's a disease kind of guy. He might be E. Coily.
That's good.
Gonna take a long, slow sip of contempt.
I suppose it would probably also be worth checking to see if this is time sensitive at all, because it seems like we could possibly go to the Claw Garden first, make sure that if that stalemate doesn't break, and then go to the mist coil afterwards.
That's what I'm thinking, is that we can collect the information, and a stalemate between the different parties might be the exact time for us to act in the Claw Garden.
It could also mean there's other people looking to take advantage of that.
Exactly. Yeah, we're not the only third party. We might be the fifth or sixth party.
Exactly.
Don't know if we should intervene with that. I mean, neither people seem really great. I mean, we don't really know the people from Vesic, but why do we want to steal from the tribes?
Well,
to me, that seems like why
Well,
do we
I've
intervene?
got no use for Summerwald anyway, so.
a while ago, somebody had said that making a degreaser out of the Fathom Pearl would be a horrible misuse of its powers, and I agreed. But I've been thinking about it. It might actually be the right thing to do, to remove temptation from those who used its destructive.
It would be quite a powerful degreaser.
It would be great.
Still would have to kill a noble creature
I'd love to make other magic
steal
items.
its innards.
Oh, right. Well, then maybe we can just protect. I don't know.
Weren't there more
We talked
water
about
things though?
There's multiple ones, depending on.
The Scuttlekin, yeah, but
Yeah.
the Sand Mothers.
Yeah.
There's multiple Sand Mothers.
There's multiple sand mothers, and I think it takes about 50 years for them to develop the pearl. So this sort of fight actually happens, unfortunately.
Kind of all the time.
Well, once every 50 years.
Like an old elephant dying, and
Depending on how many sand mothers there are, it could happen every year if there's 50 of them.
Well, I think maybe it takes longer than that, but with the average, they said about once every 50 years, one of these pearls appears. So, but if maybe we could intervene and find a way to make it so this
That does generally
doesn't keep
equate
happening.
for your average human. That is about a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
And if nothing...
For me, I mean, and you know, I'll defer to the group. I'm not super invested, but for me, it's circle of life, and I'd rather be top of that food chain, personally.
I'm kind of in agreement. I don't like the idea of killing a creature unnecessarily, but
I do like the idea of turning it into a degreaser, though.
it does have its humorous implications.
Yes.
Well,
Full disclosure, I'd love to design that magic item. Oh lordy.
there's also the
I
opportunity
digress.
we can maybe make a bit of coin off of it. Like I said before, I might know somebody that would be interested in said item. It wouldn't give one side or the other more power, it would just give some arcane wizard somewhere in this world a fancy item on a shelf.
Oh, it belongs in a museum.
I was just gonna say that.
I can't guarantee that's where it'll end up for some people, but it's a chance for us to gain a little coin. And to be honest, while we were shopping, there were many items that we saw that could benefit the party. And
Oh yeah, like what?
oh, you know, there was that axe that we really wanted to get for Saras. That was
Oh, I don't need a new axe, man.
There are
already
other places where we could possibly sell it as well.
Yeah,
Certain
no shit.
ports out
Yeah,
of the,
that's great.
out of the area.
I don't really need an axe though. I got my sword. That's the only thing I
Was
need.
there anything else?
there was some armor. There was really nice armor.
Yeah, good armor.
Yeah. I saw some other magical items. You want me to deception, bro? Like, come on.
No.
You really want to play this game?
I just want to know if Helry is curious about anything.
There was that feather thing, but nobody wants that. Like, who wants raven feathers?
Do you actually say that?
Yeah, straight up.
What kind of feathers?
Raven feathers, black. I
Oh,
don't know.
okay,
It's like
that
a
reminds
circle.
me. And I'll pull out the feathers.
I believe if I am correct, it was actually crow's feathers.
Oh, was it crow's
They
feathers?
were in fact crow's feathers.
And I will, hey, that reminds me, I'm gonna pull out of my bag the couple of crow's feathers that are just bound with a little bit of leather. Found these in that shop there.
Oh,
Yeah, they're just.
How sorry are you?
oh,
They were just like those.
these are beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you.
Is Helry really crying?
Yeah, Helry cries kind of a lot.
Oh, fair point.
Yeah. These. I'm gonna hang on to these. I need a place to stick them.
I figure you could probably tie in your hair or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna spend some time trying to do that.
I'll help.
Yeah, thank you, because I got a 9. So, hey, pint size.
All right. I get up on the table so I can like reach her head.
This part here is like, I don't know how to accessorize these. Alex is like, please, I got this.
Jesse, can Edlin assist her?
Sure, yeah, Edlin gets in there.
I will assist you.
That's good. Oh, that's still bad. I got a 4 and a 5.
I'm gonna make this a sleight of hand check.
God damn it,
Well, your hair's real short. All right. It's a lot easier.
Oh, sleight of hand.
Yeah. I shouldn't have done it.
I should have done it.
pint size, do you mind if I just,
I mean, it kind of looks like the circlet that we were just talking about.
Yeah. I don't think my mending spell can put the hair back.
I've been meaning to read that anyway, plus I gotta talk to you about my armor. Circlet?
Yeah, it was some crow feather circlet thing. It apparently was actually an effigy or kind of towards a god.
Seems right up your street, also way out of our price.
Yeah, it was really like a few thousand.
Several, in fact.
2 severals.
Well, that's interesting.
Noted.
But, I mean, we could always make a bit of coin, kind of supply us with some things.
Well, you could always walk in there pretending to be a very, very wealthy person who had previously put in a deposit and then ask for a portion of the deposit back.
Boy howdy, is that a deep cut.
That's a clever strategy.
It's a clever ruse, isn't it?
Well, pretending to be looking for the sun that night.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Seems awfully specific. Like it's been tried before.
Like it's been tried and worked.
Well, I think I certainly want to inspect that circlet at some point, but we have more pressing matters to attend to right now.
I was thinking actually that because not all of us were there when Ethan showed up, there's my old house is just a little ways up the hill from the Lemon Grove, and we might be able to use it as a vantage point and get some idea about whether or not Ethan's alone before we actually go down and interact with him.
How far?
Sorry.
I
How
can
long
scout a
since you lived
bit.
there?
I don't know, it might be occupied now, it might be all rubble.
I could scout the orchard a bit.
That's not a bad idea.
Let's do that.
About how far away is that?
Oh, it's just north end of town, it's not too far.
Would you know travel time? Would he know a travel time?
Yeah, like 30 minutes walk, probably.
All right.
Also,
Well, yeah.
by this point, I would have ordered food and all that stuff, eating. So.
Okay, yeah. I
I'm
imagine there's
assuming we're
food
kinda-
going around at this
Yeah.
point. Everyone's got some
Munchies.
food in their bellies, and I think there's enough backstories that allow you to get room and board for free at this point that you've pretty well gotten that dialed in for yourselves.
Who wants to fight? I want to fight. There we
I'll
go.
play the music.
There we go. It becomes an AMV really quickly.
I'm assuming 2 gold for food and drinks, maybe 2, 3 gold for food and drinks.
I mean, like total be 1 gold.
Okay, cool. Party fund will cover that.
Yeah.
Except for Hillary. Hillary pays for our drinks.
I didn't pay for my own.
Can't afford that.
Acreage.
Because you couldn't afford it.
Reba around?
Huh?
Reba around?
Taking a look around, you don't see Reba, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
Maybe
yeah,
later.
you do ask a few questions, and you get told that Reba is usually out working late. Often comes in kind of after sundown. Generally, is more of a there's a specific type of crawfish in particular are more easily caught in the evening. So she's usually out there, or he's usually out there catching crawfish in the wee hours.
It's most supple.
No rebar, just a little
Harvested
chicken
in
water.
moonlight.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Welcome, Zeus.
They really. Oh, I love Occam Zeus. Oh man, there's a lot of game references that are not in Honor happening today, everybody.
If you want, we're pretty good at chatting up people. We can visit your home and kind of get some information and some.
I don't even know if anybody lives there currently. I can't imagine Ethan would hang in town here. Somebody would recognize him eventually. Even if he wore the mask all day, somebody would probably figure out who he was.
Well, they will now.
Yeah, I'll bet that's a name that hasn't been shouted around here in some years.
I'm going to keep an eye out for when Edlin steps away from the table to go to the pisser or something like that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so as soon as that happens,
Oh boy, I gotta go take care of some stuff. I'll be right back.
Edlin, do you step away from the table at any point to go use the piss?
Yes.
Okay.
I will step away from the table and just look around and I will go use the facilities.
Being able to be a ferret, I feel like you could just go almost wherever you felt like it.
Planter.
Yeah, but you do.
But I will go use the facilities rather than turn into a ferret and piss on the floor. So
That's fair.
Because then that's still on
You have some
yourself.
decorum. Yeah. All
Point
right.
being, I'll grab Edlin alone at the earliest possible convenience.
Okay.
Hey, that was a good meal. You wanna go for a stroll? Little walk around town? Little walkabout?
Oh my god.
well, we sort of have this thing coming up with Desmond.
This should not take long.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Oh God.
Yep.
Hey, you wanna try and help me find that shop that they was at? We just ask around a little bit. You're probably better at that than I am, honestly.
Sure.
Yeah, all right, cool. Let's go.
we're looking for the shop.
All right.
I don't remember any of us saying the name of it.
Nope.
They did.
Nobody did say the name of it.
We are looking for a magic item shop between here and the docks.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Separately, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
15 plus 0. 15.
16.
It's the boat all over again.
Good. Good.
The catapult?
You find you do find a shop in the nearby vicinity called Glint and Glimmer.
Okay.
You walk inside and you can see there's a gnome woman who's currently kind of closing up shop for the
I
night.
did not walk inside yet.
Oh, he's
I stopped
not
outside the door.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Hey, listen. They described a a crow feathers circlet, and it seems like something I should have. I'm going to go engage the proprietor in conversation. if you see anything like that and you happen to have the means to acquire it, would you please let me know?
Certainly.
I will owe you a favor.
Oh, indeed.
1,500
All right.
for bail.
And then I will lay my hand on his shoulder and I will cast Cat's Grace.
Okay.
Which does what?
You get advantage on all dexterity checks.
I want it!
Okay, Clinton. Get stealing.
Boy, howdy. Okay, good, good.
Okay.
I would like to walk in. What do I see?
I will parrot and stealth.
You are gonna roll a stealth check, and Hillary, you see a gnome woman who's currently kind of closing up shop for the night. This shop is lined with all manner of magical accoutrements, potions line one wall there. There are a number of vials, bins containing various stones and powdered minerals, a couple of hanging alchemical components off towards the other side, and herbs hanging from the ceiling, and kind of some really like aesthetically pleasing configurations. And along the back of the wall behind the desk out front, or the counter, there are a number of more pristine looking magical items hanging on, or either set on a shelf or hanging on sort of pegboard along the back.
One detail I would look for in particular, can I see where she keeps the till or the cash register or whatever?
It's over there on the counter. It's not really like a cash register. It's more like you would gather, as with most businesses in the area, there's a ledger on the counter, as well as probably some coin bags or chests behind the actual counter.
That's cash.
I would like to walk up and say, good day, madam. What you look like?
An older gnome woman, silvered hair, kind of pulled back. She's wearing a green tunic. It kind of comes down. There's some nice gold filigree, like along the border there, along her, whatever the heck you call that.
Sure.
And she appears to be a little tired, end of the day. But as you walk in, she turns and looks towards you. Oh, hello. Welcome to Glint and Glimmer. My name is Hildegard. It's a pleasure to meet you. And what can I do for you today? We are getting towards the end of the day, so...
Sure. I hope this won't take up much of your time. You are a purveyor of specialty items, enchanted bits and the like?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wonderful. I am of the roving adventurer type, and I've acquired a couple of things in my travels that I was hoping you could just maybe take a look at and tell me what they are and what their value might be. This suit of armor was gifted to me by a rather wealthy noble patron, and I thought that there might be something special about it. And as well, I discovered this blade, which seems to have enhanced my abilities. However, I'm unsure as to its exact nature.
She proceeds to start examining the items in question. Edlin,
18
you...
to stealth in.
Not definitely, anyway. Yeah, she doesn't seem to notice you as you sort of... you scuttle in around as the door opens as Hillary enters, and just kind of disappearing among the counters and shelving.
I am going to see if I can get behind the counter and look for a crow feather circlet.
Okay. As you kind of get behind the counter, and you can see an entire range of magical items all arrayed up there, like on the wall, and you do see what appears to be a black circlet with crow's feathers, or looks to be made out of wrought iron that had been crafted to look as such back there. We're going to get right back to that in a second. Hildegard is going to examine the items in question and kind of say, do you know what they all do?
No, that is what I was hoping to discover.
All right. Identification, there is a fee associated.
Sure.
I do charge 2 gold pieces per identification.
Oh, that is that is of no consequence whatsoever.
All right. And we're just doing the 2 items today. Anything else?
Well, if you are wiser in these matters than me, so if you can find anything on me that I am not aware is magical, I would appreciate that, and I would be giving you an extra tip for that.
Just sort of a blind scan of your person.
I'm honestly not a very bright girl. My strength lies in my arms and in my ability to read people. When it comes to the arcane, I'm woefully ill-equipped.
Well, it takes all sorts, dear.
Yes.
And she proceeds to first examine the armor. She casts Identify on it. This does not appear to be enchanted in any way. Looks to be very well crafted, however, not magical.
That's strange. I felt like particularly resplendent since I started wearing it. Well, anyway, thank you for letting me know. Now I have the certainty. And the blade?
1 second, please.
I thought I was going to identify that for you.
You did.
Oh, okay.
It was a +1 sword that required attunement, and Hillary was like, hell yeah!
But doesn't it tell you if it has other properties?
It does not, usually.
That's the fun thing.
DMG basically says that almost any cursed item, a curse is not revealed by the Identify spell.
Oh, well, I just threw my plans for the last 2 weeks out the window.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for a while.
So she scans the sword. Interesting. It is definitely magical. It appears to be of a superior sort of nature, improved general potency. I imagine it swings slightly more true and cuts slightly more deeply.
Oh, it does. It does indeed.
It has a flavor on the back end. This often can indicate it has perhaps facets yet to be revealed, but these are oftentimes magical items are more contextual. So perhaps over time you may learn more about it.
Oh. That's interesting. Do you know anything about revealing such hidden strengths?
Well, it depends greatly on the item. There was an old battle axe wielded by Garabor. He was a barbarian of some repute. Well, barbarian isn't really the politically correct term these days. More of a warrior of passions.
Sure.
Of the mountains some time ago. And he wielded this axe in battle for so long under the impression that it was simply a slightly enchanted axe. He did not understand that over time, as it became saturated with the blood of its foes, it would eventually increase in power and potency, and perhaps, and towards the end of his career, each strike of it unleashed a thunderclap. So it all depends on the item. Of course, there's other items. There was a pair of knitting needles that I actually got to see before, wielded by a particularly, she was an elderly woman of a great deal of spite. And, she used these knitting needles for a very long period of time, and they were known to be able to improve her ability to craft with them and improve things. And over time, she found that the needles improved in their ability to, she could articulate swear words very effectively through knitting them. In fact,
that is just as fascinating as the first story. I'm equally interested.
Honestly, she was overjoyed when it happened. I don't know whether that was an ability that was just imbued over many decades of her.
Sure.
Colorful dialogue with her
must have been magic, no other possible explanation.
Long story short, if you touch the swear words in questions, they would shout at you aggressively.
Our new mission. Let's find these needles.
Point being that it's a very diverse range of different objects that you might find and possible developments that they may have.
Sure, and I'm constantly trying to draw her attention away.
She's pretty fascinated by the sword and Edlin.
I'm going to try. Can I reach that thing or not?
You can 18 for stealth earlier.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
Yeah.
You can climb up there for sure.
Okay, I will try and sneak it out. Sleight of hand.
Roll sleight of hand.
19 plus 7 is 26.
You very effectively scuttle up the wall, place one paw on the circlet, and then start to move it off of its spot. And instantly there's a Just an lightheaded. An incredibly shrill shrieking sound that fills the entire space. Hildegard sits up and looks around. What is happening? And she turns and looks and she sees.
Drop to the floor and run.
I mean, it's like.
Oh my goodness! Blink in, and I will attempt to scoop him up.
Roll a deception check.
All right.
Just do the cat thing like you're batting it off the shelf.
I'm not bad at it though. 10, I'm pretty sure.
10. She is going to look down at it. Oh, you.
I'm so sorry.
She reaches down and casts a spell and puts her hand on the ferret. Vroom, and nothing changes. Not a familiar.
I'm so sorry. This is a pet. I'm so sorry. He normally just sort of like scuttles about. You probably saw him running between the aisles behind me. Sometimes he just gets a little curious. My deepest apologies. Here, please let me compensate you for the trouble, and I will hand her 10 gold. I'm deeply sorry. He gets me into, well, like I said, I'm not a very bright girl. He gets me into more trouble sometimes than I know what to do with. He is adorable, though. Could you get rid of a face like this?
My other 4 gold, please, for the identifications.
Sure. Yes, of course. Here's an additional 4 gold.
All right. Now, do have a good day.
Thank you. You as well.
And for the record, no pets allowed.
I will remember that on my next visit.
Okay.
She's gonna have a sign on the door.
And she very politely ushers you out of the shop.
It's not even gonna say no pets, it's just gonna be no and just a line through a ferret. Just no ferrets.
No shoes, no shirts, no ferrets.
As you walk out, you can see a couple of guards have kind of sidled over to the door, and as they see you exit, one of them just sort of places a hand on your shoulder.
Oh, yes.
One moment, please.
Of course, yes.
The other one sort of looks inside. You hear some mumbling, and yes, it's fine. And comes back out, nods, and the hand is released.
Truly, my apologies. I did not mean to cause a disturbance. You all have a wonderful day.
Right. Stay out of trouble.
Will do. Certainly. Always have.
Roll deception.
Walking fast.
Walking faster.
All right, and with that, we're going to take a really quick break, everybody. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
Your face is gonna be on a guard post tower.
Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Don't you do that. Where we left off, Hillary and Edlin had just attempted some grand theft larceny in the magic shop.
I wasn't stealing it, I was just going to look at it.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. That's what it seemed like.
Hey, listen, I really appreciate you trying. I owe you a favor.
Okay.
Worst mistake ever.
You hear the door to the magic shop audibly lock behind you as you head back out into the streets in the gathering dusk. However, during this time, everybody else has also been doing stuff. So we are going to pan the camera around. Nobody, have you been doing anything in particular during this interval of time? So everyone kind of...
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So they disappeared from the table.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sitting with Desmond trying to figure out what he wants to do with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious about a family who has the tendency to cheat death.
Interesting.
Well, I was told that I only had 1 free pass. I don't know what his deal is. He might have made some special...
Do you have to pay every time, otherwise?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of currency they take.
What if you really have to go, but there's nowhere safe to go?
Maybe I'll just float in the ether for a while until I figure something out.
I would be very frustrated if I had to piss.
Oh, I don't think I would... Okay. If I were a ghost, I bet it wouldn't be a problem. Unless, of course, you had to piss when you died, and then you just maintain that sensation, and you can't relieve it.
Oh my lord,
This explains a lot.
Now you know where Angry Spirit comes from.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That explains banshees.
That's when you know you're in big trouble.
Oh, you're in golden hour.
Zero.
Can I spend these few hours still working on that spell scroll?
Sure.
I'd like to roll a tinkling check.
Do you have proficiency in Tinkler's tools?
Oh boy.
Capital T in that rhyme.
Oh no. It's like a little brace. Wait. Ooh, nice. Expertise. Anyway. Yeah, so you continue to work. It's again like 3 hours of extra work on the spell scroll. Kind of sitting at the table, just it's sort of an interesting process of taking some of the powders you got and kind of like rubbing them into the fabric of the parchment, suffusing them, creating ostensibly kind of a conductive surface through which the scroll can pull magic.
Just massaging the paper, essentially. Got some
Essentially,
candles lit.
yeah, really kneading it.
Playing some music for me, thank you.
The truth is, you really gotta rub the MSG into it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not quite playing a full song. I'm kind of fiddling with something, trying to come up with a new song. You hear things about like Hotel Cala Anor. You can tell there's just a work in progress song.
Such a lovely thing.
The guitar solo
Hotel
gets a bit
Cala
weary.
Anor.
Oh, there you're stealing.
Oh, that's. Oh no.
I hate the fucking condors, man.
Oof.
Reminds me of my bard from his one shot.
They did have a parody band, Fly to the Condors.
And I son of a Well, I'm almost done with this scroll.
Penny, are you doing anything during this?
Mostly just trying to figure out what Desmond's comfortable with and listening very closely to the words that nobody's saying to figure out how deeply nobody truly believes this is his God.
I mean, it's not really that complicated.
I'm just fascinated and confused and listening. That's it.
You glean that he doesn't really literally view him as a god, and doesn't like follow him around and worship him, but it's just like he clearly has some godly power because he was very dead and came back to life.
I mean,
Super dead.
were those bandits on the road, and those people came back to life. Like one of them was literally dust.
Yeah, but it took like a lot of.
Yeah, and then you were talking about a free pass, and then after that, it's about 300 gold worth of diamond.
I don't know if I believe. There was nobody casting a spell on.
There we go.
Wait,
You cast a spell on him? I didn't think.
I cast a spell on you.
Because you're mine. Saurus, is there anything you're doing during this period of time?
I'd just be getting settled in at the windsail, grabbing a round of the Scottish for everybody, and
Broad Lake?
Probably.
and go around and just seeing if there's anything I can do to help out at any point.
Do you want to help make a scroll?
I don't know much, but I can offer help.
I'll attempt to teach Saurus as I go along.
This will actually slow your progress, I will say.
Worth it.
Okay, go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
With advantage because I'm getting help?
No, the scroll doesn't
Are you
take it.
trained in Arcana?
The Arcana check is to teach. The Arcana check is to teach Saurus.
All right, baby, come on.
Saurus, roll an Arcana check.
Oh boy.
That's a good shot.
3 minus 1, 2.
Good.
16?
You've talked to a lot of brick walls in your life, and well, not that many brick walls in your life.
I mean,
honestly, this is like the first brick wall you've talked to in your life. And
Wow.
It's okay. That might have been a little shady, but that is essentially what you get. Yeah, you get. There's sort of a line of drool coming out of Saurus's mouth as you're explaining the intricacies of, mineral compensation as well as arcane transfusion into a glitter matrix.
I'll voluntarily take 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
You see, most
Just a little bit of blood.
scrolling is used draconic. I use infernal language, which happens. I don't think you're getting this, are you?
What?
You're doing great, Saurus.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was looking at it, and it looks like if you color green here and blue there, that would kind of complement really well.
You are right, Saurus. You are an arcane master.
I'm working on it.
Yes.
And that symbol kind of looks like a man puking on a horse.
Oh shit, you're
Oh, I
right.
see that.
You want to deduct an hour from that or two?
You get 2 hours of work done.
I'll take that.
Okay.
But I made Saurus feel good.
Yeah.
Now, I actually might be a little more help than some other people with arcane.
Well, actually, funny enough, the scroll I was intending to give to you. So,
Okay.
see, maybe if you could try and use it. I don't know how well it'll work, but it's worth a shot.
Well, I'll give it an honest go.
Yeah, I still need a little bit more work on it. I'm almost done, but when I am, I'll definitely pass it along to you.
Neat stuff.
It'll be a fun one.
All right. Good. Leoro, anything you're doing during this period of time?
I was just composing.
Just composing.
Yep, just working on
Hotel
that.
Cala Anor.
Yep.
Yep.
I totally forgot. Was if I was holding on to those brass knuckles?
Silver knuckles.
Yeah. But those,
It's important. It's a distinction.
They're brass.
It is slightly better for ghosty things, I guess. I totally forgot too that I wanted to take a look at those, and as a furbolg, I can detect magic as a racial trait.
What?
Yeah. You can detect magic, turn invisible, and
Shape.
yeah, you can disguise something. Yeah.
So right after completely and utterly failing to comprehend the spell scroll process there, Saurus
Just take a look at it and be like, are they magical at all? They've got some kind of shine to them, and I just shake it. And then detect magic.
Okay. Yeah. Enchantment. Yeah.
Okay.
They're magical.
Wow. It's got a little glow on them.
I think I already know.
What? You can tell that's
Detect magic
magical?
tells you the school.
Yeah, if you shake it,
Yeah,
it
which I
kinda
believe is
makes sounds.
enchantment for a +1.
Sounds right.
Oh, yeah, just...
Just enchantment is a school. Okay, that's fair.
I've always
Yeah.
been able to kind of tell
I always
certain
think
things around the
enchanted
edges.
is and then what school? And then I'm like,
Yeah, but I think there is a school of enchanting. If I remember right. It's not really evocation for just +1 weapons,
You went for
So
red and black ink. I thought.
Me?
Oh, okay.
You have crystal souls.
Spent years studying.
Usually
I don't understand this.
and psychic
You didn't
manipulation.
spend no time studying.
yeah.
You don't know me.
Just watching Sarge just bite on it like.
Transmutation. Okay, yeah. So
yeah.
Saurus, you get transmutation.
Oh, okay. All right. 50. Weird.
I've had to read books to barely understand Arcana, and you just bite it and you know what it does.
Yeah, but like Nolan was saying, I think it's more to do with charming. I think.
Enchantment affects the minds of others, influencing or controlling their behavior.
Yeah, they are enchanted.
Well, I will put on the dusters and spend a little while thinking about it, looking at the little shiny magic glow and trying to understand it.
Attuning to them? Okay, good. You attune to your knuckles. They feel good. They feel like part of your fists at this point. Yeah.
Definitely the coolest Sonic character.
Boy.
Wow.
Boy.
Let me see.
I kind of like
Tails.
He can fly.
It was a girl.
No,
Tails
Yeah.
girl.
Is
That too. That's probably.
I didn't
why
see the
she's my
shows. I saw the
favorite.
cartoon.
I just like girls.
I also like Tales. Tales of adventure, Tales of glory.
Oh boy.
Bringing us back.
Around this time, Edlin and Helry reappear in the inn.
That was a good try. Hey, maybe we'll go back
I
sometime.
cannot believe how much I had to go.
Yeah. Yes. That is what we were doing. Anyway, we ready to head off to the grove?
Did you not have enough money for the piss?
Do you need coins?
Do you need assistance?
No.
No, I just really had to go.
Yeah, you guys have actually been gone for a little while. I'm sure you weren't up to anything nefarious or anything.
Took a real nice walk around town. It was delightful.
Boris lovely.
Popped into that magic item shop, by the way. That's a nice place.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It would be difficult to find a place for a ferret to piss.
Yes.
This city is quite dense.
I haven't seen
Did
any
you ask
ferret.
about that crow's circlet?
Yeah, it was a little bit outside of my price range, but maybe in the future I'll be able to acquire it.
Were you
Maybe next time we can go
alarmed by
together and
its
talk it
price?
down.
What?
Were you alarmed by its price?
I was alarmed, yes. Correct.
I feel it's kind of a steal at that price, but you know.
It really is. It really is.
So wait, what does it do?
Huh?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I don't know either. I just know that it's
pretty.
Yeah, it's sort of like the sword. I just know that like
You did learn what it
I
does, roughly.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, you asked.
Yep. It briefly brings back the souls of whoever you've slain
Right.
Right, yes.
as revenants to fight for you.
Did you learn what it does?
It's pretty intense magic. It kind of, whoever you kill comes back as a revenant that you have control over, essentially, from my understanding. Right?
Ooh.
Do you have control over?
That sounds fucking awesome. Holy shit.
I mean,
It makes it so when you kill your enemies, they come back and fight their own friends and family.
Oh man, I'm so into this. I gotta get that thing.
This sounds like foul necromancy with extra steps.
Yeah, well, you know. Don't judge, lest ye be judged. Anyway, we heading off to this grove thingy?
I mean, whenever, is that what you want to do, Desmond?
I
Just wanna
have been
check.
judged.
Nothing.
Oh, hey, nobody.
No, no.
I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna give him a side hug. Hey man.
I was found unworthy.
Worthy.
You know you've
Super worthy.
Thank you.
You're the strongest one of the group.
You literally saved my life.
He is factually not.
I guess you let me die and then you saved my life.
And Keto finds you worthy. That's why Keto follows you around.
There's
You're
kinda-
Keto's favorite person ever.
You kind of on your back.
Hey, nobody. I'm gonna like put my hand on the side of his cheek and real close. What they did to you wasn't right. People should have taken care of you. We've been taking care of you since you joined up with us. And look how strong you've gotten.
Actually, I think he's been taking care of us.
It's both.
Thank you.
They shouldn't have done that to you. Pat, pat, and then let him go.
What did they do to him? Who are they?
They kicked him out. His tribe. He's alluded to it a couple of times. Yeah, I know.
I feel like I should have known that. Oh, I've talked to him so much about my past, and I didn't even ask about him.
You gotta listen.
I need to listen better. I feel terrible.
Derailed.
Let's go to the grove. I wanna go.
Half the group's crying. We gotta go.
Honestly, you're a better brother than Ethan ever was.
Thank you.
And hey, you kicked the shit out of me in that pit fight. Remember that? There you go.
All right.
Let's go to the grove.
Real quick, as we're walking to the grove, could I kind of pull Saris to the back? Chat while walking?
Yeah, I think so. Are you trying to do it subtly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not the most subtle person.
All right. Roll stealth.
Okay.
At disadvantage because you're also trying to simultaneously stealth Saris, who doesn't know he's being stealthed.
Good. Stealth is a 10.
A 10? Like, basically everybody sees you do this.
Not Kaz, he's still in disbelief that Saris can do magic stuff.
That's fair. Yeah.
I turn invisible.
Yeah, I mean, all your passive perception, I believe, is above 10. Yeah. So, passive perception-wise, you all notice. Whether you care or not is up to you.
I'm gonna let them have their privacy.
Okay.
Just like everybody else did with me on the road.
That's right.
Yep, I'm listening.
Okay.
Here's swivel back and yeah.
So, Saris, you know, I don't know how to bring this up, but I was a little worried when Hellrace was talking about that circlet and how she wanted it because it's like her new sword. And, you know, we traveled with her a bit before we paired up with everyone else, and the most recent night, she has not let that sword go.
Yeah, I did think that was a little strange. I mean, I know she's an enthusiastic type. Probably thrilled with the acquisition, but...
Yeah, but like she loved her other sword and war axe, and she would still take that off at night. Like, it can't be comfortable to sleep in. I'm a little worried about, like, if she's even getting a proper night's rest.
Yeah, like roll over, she can cut herself.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
I was willing to give it a go for the first night or so, but, you know.
Yeah, but it's weird, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to say nothing, but I'm glad you're bringing it up.
Alright.
It does seem a little strange.
I'm just thinking if it's like, because she likes crows a lot, then she's just going to start wearing the hat, or the circlet, and the sword to bed, and like, it seems, it's a little weird. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that, and I wasn't sure if I should be worried, or if this is like a fighter thing, or you guys both seem to know, like, the nuances of putting on a show when you're fighting, so maybe this was like a thing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything I'm used to used to seeing. I would like to say that I'm not worried about her and that she's fine, but I'm still kind of a little bit worried.
Yeah, all right.
She seems pretty confident that this is totally fine, and I want to believe her, but I'm still keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just keep watching.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Can I drop back to where they are?
Sure.
It's kind of like a glamour, and I'm just gonna walk away.
A what?
I don't know what a glamour is. Is that like a glitz and glamour? Like,
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check real quick.
wow. Okay. I got to 20. Woo!
Penny.
That's what I got.
So,
Deciding whether or not I was gonna say.
glamour, I mean, it's not entirely out of your purview. A glamour is, generally speaking, kind of an enchantment school, or an illusion school, sorry, that it makes things appear different.
It's what Leora
more
does.
desirable, or I mean, a fake glamour can be used.
Yeah, it can be a charm, kind of like an effect that can addle the mind.
Is Edlin saying that this is Leoro's fault? Because I think that started before Leoro joined us.
You know what? I've never trusted bards, but I don't think this is him.
Especially the glamour type.
They really are the worst.
Well, I'm roll of a new character.
Sci-fighter.
Found out, no!
What is that weird noodly creature running away from us?
Got him.
I don't think it's doing lethal. I didn't hear you, bonk.
What? More lethal? Got it.
I think I'm hearing you.
I just rapidly start playing music to myself, trying to get myself
I really
into
haven't seen
Song of Pace. Song of Pace.
I was like, yeah, I'll say something.
All right, so as you are traveling towards the north side of town, you can see that things are starting to wind down quite a bit. The sun is now setting far out to the west of there, dipping down. The glow of it is, you can see, already beginning to dim as it is transformed into its icy form. And the north side of town, the entire sky is lit up with this kind of iridescent shade of orange-green. It's a very intense sunset today. And you exit the northern gates, the guards kind of giving you a nod as you go, and you make your way out towards the lemon grove that is very familiar to you, Desmond. All around you, you can see the outlying kind of orchards and agricultural areas of Bara's surrounding communities arrayed before you. And you can't help but be kind of swept away with nostalgia for your time spent out here running and playing amongst these trees. There's sort of a sweet scent drifting off of the mountains as all these flowers begin to close up for the night. The daytime flowers and the nighttime blooms are beginning to open up and release a deep kind of honey scent that wafts across the plains.
Did you want me to scout the orchard?
Well, it's sundown, right? And it's sundown now? DM,
it is getting towards sundown. The sun is dipping very low. It's not full sunset yet, but you are at about that time.
About how much time?
Like probably half an hour, roughly.
Okay, and I'm gonna wait about 15 minutes, and I want to do a thing.
And before we get to the grove, I want to disguise self myself. Look like I think I took this form at one point before, but kind of like a ruddy-skinned human in their like 50s, just kind of like following along with them.
Okay. You kind of. Yep.
I learned quick.
Go ahead.
Yep. You are now standing. Saurus's once hulking form is now kind of a.
Still about 6 feet. Mm-hmm. You know, because I can only go down 3 feet. No, the racial ability is 3 feet.
Damn. Anyway, that's a big bovine.
Yep. You can also get taller.
That's what Tormy can look like.
12
Okay.
tall.
All right. You start to make your way out there, and sorry, what were we doing there?
Can I cast Mage Armor on myself?
Yeah, you kind of, and this kind of shadowy force begins to cover your form.
Yeah, because we're out of the walls now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then about 15 minutes before go time, I want to do a thing. If we're there, I'll do it.
And I will shrink down and run through the thing and tell everyone if I'm not back in 30 minutes.
Before you do that,
Get me.
I want to say one quick thing to everybody. So, listen up. I know we only been together a couple of weeks, but I feel like I've known y'all for a lot longer, basically forever. And that is, in my experience, a rare thing. That is a special thing, and it only happens to special people. I know we ain't all got our own shit sorted out yet, and I'm not expecting any of us to be in love with each other. But I want you all to know that I consider you, each and every one, a friend. And I hope you feel the same. Together we got the tools and we got the abilities to deal with anything. I mean, Saurus, nobody, y'all could hold up against the toughest sumbitches I ever saw in pits. Penny, Desmond, not only can each of you unleash hell from afar, most of the time, y'all are the ones keeping the rest of us on our feet when I'm getting my ass kicked. Edlin, you the quickest, sneakiest, cleverest child of a bitch I've ever seen. Kaz, you gotta be the most gorgeous, most gifted spell singer this side of Anor.
No, you can say the first part, it's okay.
And Leoro, you may be the newbie, but you showed your worth right off the bat. Solid gold through and through. Listen, I'm not trying to just blow smoke up your asses. Here's the point. I'm loud, I'm flashy, I brag. But the real reason why is I'm trying to live up to each and every one of you. Because y'all are the best damn crew I ever ran with. And I cast motivational speech.
Wow! That was freaking good. Go ahead and take an inspiration die. That was excellent.
So, Desmond, Penny, Kaz, Edlin, and Leoro get 5 temporary hit points. Sorry, not Penny, but me.
That's fair.
You have all the wild shapes and everything.
I'm good.
So you guys get 5 temporary hit points. You also all have advantage on wisdom saving throws. And other things that I will reveal later.
Wow. Quick question. I seem to recall a bit ago there was a shopping trip. The headband thing reminded me of this. And there was talk of a, what do you call it, a headband of intellect. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah. I don't think we got one, but we looked at one.
You didn't get it?
Did we? I know we didn't buy anything because we're broke bitches.
Yeah.
Fair, very fair.
I vaguely remember that like way back in Skiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was the same place I asked about the bag of holding.
Oh, that was Quain. Yeah, that's right. The bag of holding. There was a headband. There was the headband of intellect. Pretty sure.
Buy it.
I don't think you bought it. That's a pretty high value item.
Yeah.
I don't think you had the money for it at that point.
Fair enough.
Same with the bag of holding, I believe. Or no, you got the bag of holding, right? No, you did not.
Well, the bag of holding was 1,300.
Yeah, I thought you sold a bunch of shit for that.
No, we sold a bunch of shit for the 500 gold piece of magic stuff to make a scroll.
And they got the ring.
There was like a buckler earlier, and there's been
Yeah.
a number of purchases.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'll have to check my notes.
Yeah, I wish we had a bag of holding. That would have that makes things a lot easier.
I'm
but-
thinking that we might get one here because I have a buddy.
You have a buddy?
You got a people.
But we're in the
We'll get
lemon grove.
Yeah.
And I have picked a lemon and I've peeled it and I'm eating it like an orange.
That is
So I will shrink and
delightful.
scout and tell people if I'm not back in 30 minutes, something's up.
Cyrus,
Run
do
or
you want
fight.
a little bit more protection for whatever is about to happen?
Possibly. I mean, I didn't do pretty okay with my shield and stuff, but
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check. Or investigation, actually. In this
Should I
case.
stealth and then investigate, or just investigate?
Depends if you're trying to remain unseen as a ferret.
Yes, I'm trying to remain unseen as a ferret.
Okay, stealth first.
Stealth would be a 19,
Good.
and investigation would be...
Dex.
Bummer. Investigation would be 5.
Okay.
Bounced off the other dice. It was an 18 until I hit the other dice.
You skulk amongst the trees and kind of like, move throughout the groves. You don't really detect anything amiss. There are, of course, it's getting towards nighttime. Folks are kind of packing up for the day. There are some folks around who are, picking up baskets, heading back towards the city. A few folks remaining, just, getting the last couple lemons in their baskets. There's other fruit, there's other orchards around with other people who are all, polishing things up for the night.
Do I find his
But it's
brother?
pretty quiet. Yeah, you are able to scuttle out towards the meeting place. You follow the smell of water, and you can see, you see the figure that met you. You were there. So you see the figure that met you in Bara, sort of sitting there, gazing down at the stream. His arms are kind of folded in front of him. He's just watching the water flow by. Seems to be lost in thought.
Okay.
And Kez, I've got this, it's a bit green at first, and then it kind of turned into some swirling, well, it's silvery, right? It smells a bit like fennel. I don't know exactly what it does, but I'll bet that it'll be useful for you.
Will this burn me from the inside out?
No, that's the other vial. Never mind.
Oh no.
I'm gonna put this.
Actually, hold on. Let me. This. No, that's the right one. That's the right one.
Oh boy. That's one that smells like
You got
fennel,
some
right?
temporary hit points. You're gonna be just fine.
Okay. Also,
at the ready.
Desmond, let me show you. And Sarah, since you're magically inclined, let me show you this.
I have my talents.
I start to unroll one of my scrolls of mage armor, and I'm gonna cast it on Leora.
Whoa.
So 13 plus Dex is gonna be your AC.
15.
Did you make this one or you bought it? I can't remember.
I've made 2 mage armor scrolls, and I'm working on magic missile.
Good. So in this case, Leoro, your form is suddenly, there's a brief moment of panic as just darkness just washes over you. But it immediately kind of clears across your vision. You're like, oh. You look down and your entire form is sort of cloaked in this shimmering, kind of shifting darkness. You can still see your clothing and your form through it, but it's almost like periodically like clouds are moving across in the distance and you just see shade and patches of shadow just sort of floating across your body.
I really like this look, so I'm actually going to disguise self and kind of exaggerate it. So I'm grow about a foot, make myself look darker and like still an elf, but kind of deeper colored hair and like flowing deep colored robes that just like really accentuate the look of this.
Badass. All
I
right.
get you being able to do that. It's the fact that he does that blows my mind.
I get the impression he's a very intuitive type.
Hey, Cass.
Yes?
Any chance you were able to make things real quiet?
What do you mean by quiet?
I mean, dead silent.
I can make things dead. I can make them quiet. I can't make them dead silent.
If you ever pick up the ability to make things absolutely silent, you let me know.
As in, like, we could walk through an area without passing with a trace?
No.
Or like just making
I could
things...
scream my loudest at you and it would produce no sound.
Oh, like a silence in a certain area.
Exactly.
There is a silence spell, and you're aware of it.
I'm familiar with those spells.
If you ever get the chance to pick up an ability like that, I would be interested.
Unfortunately, from my knowledge of those kind of spells, I'm not able to pick those up.
Dang.
I've heard that bards, clerics, and rangers can do it.
Wait, really?
In my studies.
Oh boy.
Let me double check.
Boy, howdy.
Yes.
Go back to the. Hold on, I've got my book.
I have my book of magical things I've read about.
Might be on the.
You know, any other character?
Oh boy!
I just.
Well, all right.
You know, I think you
He
might be
says
able to learn it.
extremely loudly. You see several birds nearby flutter up into the trees.
You just cast the opposite of that spell.
Right. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for your arcane knowledge.
Verbal component only.
Boyo's staring into the stream, right?
Yeah, oh, sounds.
As a ferret, I want to come to the other side of the stream and just pop up into Edlin's form.
Oh,
Well, hello there.
Don't make us regret coming to see you. And I'm going to turn into a ferret and run back to the group and tell them where he's at.
Okay. You scuttle down. You kind of have to like doggy paddle across the stream in your ferret form.
Well, no, I stood up in front of him on the other side of the stream from him.
Yeah, so he's on the same side of the stream as your party, right? So in order to be on the other side of the stream from him,
Okay.
yeah, he'd have to be.
Okay, well, never mind that. I just pop up next to him and tell him that.
Oh, okay.
And run away.
He sees you pop up. He doesn't really respond other than hello there, and you say your piece and head on back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I tell them where he's at.
Okay. Edlin reappears to you all.
It appears clear he's by the stream doing this.
All right. Well, let's do this.
well, should we have a safe word like, oh shit, hit the fan, we need to kill everybody, or?
I think that worked pretty good.
I think we should let Desmond tell us what he wants us to do.
Sure.
This is your rodeo, friend.
As far as a safe word goes, how about Cobblewinks? Yeah, that's a good one. Cobblewinks.
I'm excited to see you put that in a sentence.
So you say Cobblewinks and he sprouts arrows?
And fire?
Yes, sure.
And
Wait,
fists.
who's doing arrows and fire?
Well, I have
What we're
one-
saying is, if you say Cobblewinks, we gonna light them up.
Right, yes.
Yeah, that's the idea? Good.
Yeah.
Oh, I see spread. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
Not so much as spreading, but
If it comes down to it, if it comes down to that, and if y'all trust me, keep an ear out if shit goes sideways, because I got an idea.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the surrounding area.
Sure, yeah.
I'm pretty good in the dark.
All right.
all right.
Darius, if you're all right with me coming with you, I'd like to think I'm a halfway decent judge of character. I don't know your brother super well, but I might be able to help suss out anything.
Well, I think we're all going.
Well,
All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Didn't know if anyone was hanging back.
No.
I think if you and nobody stood next to me while I went down, he'd just turn his budgie smuggler's brown.
Well, let's do
All right,
that.
behind you, maybe?
A strong fighter and a spellcaster, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to appreciate budgie smugglers for a second.
Yeah.
I think we should agree.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That got me. Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Oh boy.
maybe it's Speedo for Australians.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, the explanation makes it better.
He was right next to us, crate or screen.
Yeah?
That's right. Could conceivably just be wearing a speedo.
Just show up,
do this.
just skinny dipping.
Yeah.
Form fitting, in fact.
Sportsman like.
Could be worse, could be
He's still wearing the hooded mask, but just Speedos.
I am so glad.
banana hammock.
Porcelain mask.
Gobble wings, gobble wings.
I don't like it! Wah! All
Let's
right.
get in there.
Let's do this.
All right. You approach the clearing, and you can see Des Brothers' form across the way, sort of again looking down into the stream. He turns as you approach and starts to walk back your direction, hands kind of dropping down to his sides. You can still see the porcelain fox mask adorning his face, and as he approaches, he says, "Hey, I appreciate you coming out. I know, again, Des, you don't want anything to do with me, and this is literally the last time I ask you to see me after this.
First things first.
All right?
Let's get that mask off.
Here
I
was
don't know
gonna-
you are who you say you are.
I was gonna say introductions are in order. He knows you. I don't really know
I'm
you.
gonna stay back at the edge of the clearing
Okay.
with longbow in hand.
Nobody is apparently allergic to something in the stream.
Cast
Or to intrigue.
And as I say that, I will drop the disguise self, so you watch this human form just go into the, full on cap. Here, let's go ahead and get that mask off. What do you say?
Well, speed of fairness, I should tell you, my experiences did not leave me unscarred. And I think it's only fair you take yours off as well, if I'm going to be showing my face.
Oh, we've already seen him.
Yeah, but I haven't seen him, and I confess I am nostalgic.
That's strange.
I mean, stranger than asking me to show my face after it's been fucked up 6 ways from Sunday.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty vivid image in my head.
Yeah.
I know what it looked like last I saw.
Well then, do you need to see it again?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'd like to see your face too.
Alright, I'll unbuckle my mask.
He reaches up, takes his mask, and you hear kind of like as it seems to unstick from whatever's beneath.
If Edlin's at the edge of the clearing, how far is he from us?
Currently probably about 20 feet back.
Well within longbow range.
That's not what I'm worried about.
The river's, the stream's like about 30 feet beyond the edge of the clearing, the other way, and he kind of takes it and drops it down, and immediately you all feel a certain sense of revulsion as, the surprise of how handsome Desmond was beneath his mask is immediately paralleled by the horrific visage of what lies beneath Ethan's mask. As it comes away, you see him kind of wince slightly and look up, and his eyes are just these darkened pits in a face that has been pulled taut against the bones of his skull. You can see muscle and sinew visible beneath what appears to be kind of glossy, clear skin that seems to be perpetually weeping this clear mucus that goes down. You can actually see his teeth beneath his lips, and open sores across his face, through which you could swear you see momentary flashes of smoke and light that seem to constantly be erupting from pores in his face all over. He kind of doesn't feel super great without the mask on, I will say.
Well, Ethan, nice to actually meet you.
Pleasure's all mine.
Have I seen anything even remotely similar to this in my time working with helping my mom out?
This is super new. I mean, it is ghoulish almost. Looks like almost something of undead nature, but I mean, that would be the closest thing, would be like experiencing Draugr, for instance.
He was a Savoy, right? Sort of.
What do you know of? You guys talked a lot. Did you already tell kind of nobody your story?
We didn't do as much on stream, but there was an implication that we talked on the way back from the mountains.
The implication being that if he'd ever gone to the North Mountains and survived.
Well, he did go to the North Mountains, not beyond Carrig though, and you probably would be aware that this is where. If you explain to him what happened.
Oh, how I got down there in the first place?
Like, essentially Ethan's story, or what you know of it.
I probably would have known there was a brother. He died. He got me in trouble a lot, and
you got run out of Carrig and ended up in a pit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we know that.
So you know he ended up in Carrig, at least, as far as Northern Mountains go.
Okay. So I'd never seen him before. Darn.
Very unlikely, yeah. Especially, Desmond probably would have told you that Carrig was a little out of the way for him. Mostly they stuck around the more well-populous areas, and Carrig was a ambitious choice.
Okay. That's all.
Okay. He looks around at all of you. Well, anyway, as you can see, I have paid a rather hefty price for my history and my story. But
does he have any other exposed skin, like on his hands or anything?
His hands are covered in these like white gloves that go up. They're very thin material from what you can see. Bits of them are kind of blackened, but they are, again, basically every other piece of his skin is covered.
Got it, okay.
However, this is the price I paid, not only for my history, but also for my future. A chance to be more than what I was, what you knew me as, Des. And frankly, I understand I'm not asking for you to forget. But what I can do now, you gave me, and I want to give more people. And he reaches down to where there's some like rotten fruit on the ground, and he picks up 4 of them, if I may. And he looks at all of you, and then he tosses them up into the air. And there's a moment. Around him, the world seems to darken briefly. There's a sort of warping in the air as all at once this kind of light coalesces around his hands. He goes, 4 brilliant bolts of energy just spear into the air, lancing through the fruit, leaving them smoking husks that tumble to the ground nearby. He drops down. That is the basics of what I'm learning to do now with the gifts that happened after Carrig.
Someone helping you out with this?
I did receive training towards the lava fields up in the northeast Anor, through a temple. Helped me to channel some of my rage, some of my frankly insecurities, and whatever this is burning inside me. They help me to keep it from consuming me from within, and to make it something beyond myself. Best I've been able to learn, this is something I'm pulling from the celestial realm, from the Shadowfell. That sleeping potion, brings people closer to death, right? Makes them sleep like the dead. Turns out, the afterlife has a hard time telling the difference.
Well, it never did work.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, nobody went to sleep.
Well, they collapsed. We administered the potion to them, the antidote.
Are you saying there's more people like you?
Yeah. I had some leftover potions left in the cart. Was able to keep the dwarves from taking it, and I was able to spread this gift around with what we had left. I was able to start something new.
You were dead.
I looked
How did
it.
you survive?
I looked it. I was real fucking close, but I didn't die.
Of the people that you've given this to, how many of them have survived?
I have been able to awaken 30 other people to this, and it was a hard process for all of them.
How many
really
have you
rough.
killed?
Persuasion check.
While he's doing that, can I discern what spell he cast, and based off what he's talking about, do I have any recollection?
24.
Fucking A.
At 17?
Do I have any recollection of maybe what he's talking about? Have I met anybody that's similar to what he's describing?
1 second.
Yeah, sorry.
As you ask this question, some I admit did not make it. It was unsuccessful in a couple of circumstances, and that's why I need Dez's help.
I want to make an insight check into a couple of circumstances.
Okay.
See if I think he's underreporting. 15?
15. He looks like he's underreporting. He's leaving something unsaid there.
I'd like to scan the woods for...
Okay, 1 second. Let's get to Kaz's thing real quick here. But go ahead and roll a perception check. Kaz, and you were wanting to know if
I was curious about the spell he cast, because I don't know, have I seen it before? Am I familiar with it? And when he was describing the celestialness and how he got his powers and passing it on, have I read or heard of anything like that? That would kind of like, oh, this reminds me of blah, 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 or anything like that.
Arcana check.
Inspiration gives me advantage, or I can reroll.
Inspiration gives you advantage in my game.
I'm using it.
Or sorry, no. In my game, it's a bardic inspiration die for the DM, and it's a D8.
Okay, so...
Because I think the DM's a bard. Hey, in my opinion.
So 5 plus...
Use it.
No, it's a good one. It lasts as long as until you use it. 11. For the Arcana, an 11 is enough to tell you that you've definitely heard of the Celestial Realm. It is an aspect of the Shadowfell.
Right.
In the material where you are, there's the earth, air, water, fire realms. In the Feywild, there's Elysium and the Abyss. And then in the Shadowfell, there is the Celestial Realm and the 9 Hells.
Right.
There are those who tap into the direct incandescence of the Celestial Realm and are able to weave it into magic.
Okay.
But it's a little bit variable how exactly they access that.
Gotcha.
Clerics do it. There are some reports of beings that make contracts with the light itself and are able to pull that forth.
Gotcha.
But you're not really sure what exactly he did there.
Okay.
Because it seemed to be related to, he didn't do any kind of spell casting, there was no kind of material components used, it was literally just like an explosion of energy out of his strikes.
And it didn't remind me of like my own Eldritch Blast that I do?
No.
Okay, I was just curious on it, thank you. Screw that dice.
I thought you were a sorcerer.
He took a feat.
Oh, okay, alright.
I break it the game.
12 perception.
Okay, taking a look around, you again see some late night harvesters kind of packing up, putting fruit in baskets and whatnot. But that's about it as far as, things around you.
Sure.
Is he talking loud enough for me to hear?
Oh yeah, he's speaking, he's not trying to be quiet.
Okay, well then I'm going to call out. Did they all end up looking like you?
Yeah. There's a price paid. I mean, it doesn't really hurt so much anymore. It was bad for a long time, but part of it is I look bad, but I heal real fast.
And you want to inflict this on everyone?
I want to give it to everyone who wants it, who wants a chance to not be helpless in this world.
I think he's overselling the pain. When he was younger, he used to blame. We used to race around the lemon grove here, and when I started beating him, he blamed it on a twisted ankle. He said that hurt like hell, and he didn't want to race anymore.
Yeah.
I think.
I was pretty torn up about that one. That's true.
I think he's underselling the pain a little bit, or overselling the pain a little bit. I don't think it hurts that bad. I think you're quite happy with it.
Yeah, you're right. I am. I wouldn't trade it away. So I want to give it to others. I mean, not the pain, the strength, the freedom.
Well, you never did mind too much about putting pain on others?
I mean, like I said, I was not a good big brother to you, Des. That's true. That is the twather's honest truth. And I was not a good person for a very long time. I did not have a path. You know, Mom and Dad, they wanted to give you the shot. They wanted to give you the future. I didn't have that. I was pretty well wondering what the fuck I was going to do with my life for a long time until I basically went through friggin' hell itself, came out the other side with a mission. And you...
Hillary does do that.
So you're trying to blackmail him with his father's with your father's location into helping you, and that's supposed to show you've changed?
I don't know. Dad's out in the Miscoil. He's currently working. He's living at a keep. Well, with the Loam Queen. Not the nicest sort. But he's helping her make her potions, being a proper glass blower for her. He's learned a few tricks in his time over there. I haven't been able to get close, nor does he want to see me, for the same exact reasons you don't want to see me. I get it. I'm gonna disappear from your lives just as soon as I have the ability to continue my mission, which is just the recipe for this potion. Ideally, your help in trying to perfect it so that it does not end badly for people.
I think that...
And I'm willing to pay for that as well. I know you are not money motivated. I'm willing to offer money, also willing to offer help. I've got the Sun Swan at my back.
Is that what you call your followers?
Yeah.
They are your followers.
They are the Sun Swan. They are followers of the light.
And what does the light demand?
The light demands freedom, as far as I see it, as far as what I've been telling them.
Freedom from who?
From fear, from pain, from injury, sickness. It is a chance for people who have it to transcend that which makes
us
it
immortal.
Well, I mean, yeah. It kind of sucks being mortal sometimes. You're afraid. You get injured. You hurt. You can't go out in the forest without being afraid of something coming out of the trees and biting your head off. You can't, risk pissing off the local Urim Knight because they're the ones who got you by the balls and are gonna be the only thing between you and death.
Your cowardice betrays you.
I went through hell, my friend. I went through the worst kind of pain you can imagine. I was the first of the Sun Swan, and I didn't know that there was a way out the other side.
I can imagine quite a lot.
Well then.
But I and my brothers faced it, and we did not fear. With or without your potion, you are cowardly.
Well, I faced it too, and I was afraid.
Can I make an insight check on Desmond to try and gauge how he's feeling, like what emotions are going through him on his face, essentially? More so like, is he interested or just kind of disinterested in what's going on?
I think that is forcing Nolan's hand a little bit as a player.
Okay.
No big deal.
If that works for you,
I'm
that
clearly uncertain and untrusting of this guy.
Okay. That was just trying to gauge where you're at ultimately on it.
okay. Yeah, if that works, okay. Then in that case, that's the vibe you get. I don't think Nolan, I don't think Des, you're hiding that too intensely.
I mean,
Yeah.
He's admitted to it already. Like it's no secret now, and I'm not gonna try and hide it anyway. But
So what exactly are you looking for assistance on? Getting your father out of this jam with this lone queen, or getting a potion? What ultimately are you asking us to do here?
Yeah, where do we factor in?
I'll need Des to help me perfect the potion. I'll need at least the recipe, and I'll need at least some assistance on channeling it to something a little more reliable.
I'm not handing over that recipe to anybody. And as far as helping you out with it, I don't think anybody should make that potion ever again. I think that the first and last person that should have experienced it was Olivia.
Yeah, well, she wasn't the last, was she?
That's on you.
I mean, I don't have to. You're the one that sparked my drink. But that's neither here nor there. I found something, Des. I found a way to stop being a fuck up. Stop being that guy that everyone in fucking Pyre starts whispering about every time they walk around. I found a way to not be that fuck up that, you know, mom and dad are like talking about what the fuck are they gonna do with their life after they get of age and go somewhere. Like you.
They weren't worried about you. They knew you'd pull through somewhere.
Yeah, sure. That's and clearly I demonstrated that I could, right? Yeah. Look, it's no secret that mom and dad didn't like me that much. That's why I'm not going out there to find Artemis. I mean, he's ever since that day in the shop when I broke, you know, how many bottles, you know, it's all felt like they look at me like I am not reliable, like I can't be there and be trustworthy and be capable of something better. And now I finally have a chance to do something that matters, that changes the world for the better. And all I need is one last favor from my little brother. Even if you don't like me anymore, this is something I can finally do.
What do you need the followers for?
To help distribute it, to help progress the organization until we don't need the organization anymore.
I don't think that's how organizations work.
I mean,
they never dissolve themselves. Intentionally.
We need people to go out and distribute the potion. We need people who are able to protect those who choose a different life. Once the Urim Knights, once the Blood Guard, once the, you know, Dernard mercenaries are coming after them. Because we're going to change the power structure of all of Anor once this gets out.
Real fast, when he was getting kind of like emotional talking about his past with his family. How much of that am I able to tell like was genuine like regret and pain, and how much of that like was any of that like a show or a front? Can I make an insight check on that?
Insight check.
Can I get in on that?
Was it regret?
I'll let two people roll insight checks.
Yeah.
Regret or anger?
Yeah. Insight.
20.
Ooh, natural 1 for 3.
Saurus, you have a hard time gauging it. Seem to become, especially with his visage the way it is, it's sort of hard to tell. Like, he almost sounds like he could be weeping, but his eyes are just these kind of black pits with sparks of light glowing from within, and it's hard to tell, really. But Helry,
Transparent as he is, his emotions are.
Oh.
Ooh. That's deep.
oof. Helry, you get the sense this is coming from a pretty raw place. This is him slipping, not really him trying to put something on. Well, I mean, it could be him slipping. It could also be him, like, letting it out. It's hard to tell. It seems like a charismatic guy, but this seems to be coming from a genuine place.
Okay. Henry does the same motion, but a little smaller.
Is there an awkward pause in the conversation?
I think there is kind of a pause after that. He seems to be breathing kind of heavily.
Yeah, just standing there holding a longbow and an arrow and waiting.
I have a proposal. I wish to discuss it in private before we bring it to you.
All right. And he turns and he walks away, hops across the stream in a very robust bound, and he continues away.
Robust.
And he sort of sits leaning against a tree some 200 feet away.
I can still shoot him for hair if you want.
His back's to you. He's put a tree between you guys. Appears
shoot
to
through the tree if I shoot enough.
It
With the bow, it can curve the arrow.
Oh my God! Freaking just wanted this thing.
The Fathom Pearl is powerful. If only for the sake of those he has afflicted. It could be used to assist them.
But you think there's some healing properties from it?
It is a powerful item
Do you believe they would want that?
with great potential. I think that it is deserved, that it is right. What he has done is an affront to nature, to the way.
An
My
abomination.
understanding, though, is that we would be punishing those people if we chose to restore them.
That is their choice, their interpretation.
We should just be clear on whether this is saving them or punishing them for false deeds. Because those
Just
are...
to be clear, I'm talking about like making their skin not.
Well,
I'm not talking about taking away the.
Fixing.
I think it's all kind of tied together.
Yeah.
The question is, like,
I
what
think
side
this is-
effects would that have?
This is
if
not
you did that?
scarring, this is like they're different beings now. So
Right.
Well,
that would be my thinking would be, I guess if you're talking just purely from pain, then yeah, that's different.
I mean, it's a possibility. My fear is it might add fuel to the fire.
Sure.
For lack of better terms.
Without more of this potion, he is unable to create more of these.
And he says he's going to give it to whoever asks, so what's to stop the Orum Knights and the other people in charge from asking?
Sure. Indeed.
How's he going to keep it?
Is he actually giving it
And,
to them?
and in his new world, who's going to be the one in charge who's telling everyone what to do?
That's my concern.
Yeah. Is it just Ethan speaking for the light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly truly think he believes that this would be for the better.
Sure.
But that's how pretty much every leader that has led to genocides and horrific deeds has started.
Yeah.
Throughout the entirety of history.
I've done a lot of bad things thinking I was doing the right thing.
That's how it always
Good at
goes.
that.
My proposal is that should he wish to prove himself, should he wish to redeem his actions, he and his clan should retrieve the pearl themselves.
No,
I don't want to be giving them more power.
I don't think we want Ethan to know that the pearl's an option.
Even if
Don't
they
think we want
yeah,
it.
no.
Then it's real easy for him to just say, oh wait, I have the pearl. Why would I give it to them?
Now,
Is it easy?
if you really want to know his...
If he gets the pearl, if it's in his hands, if you're, like you're saying, him and his clan get a hold of it.
Then does he not deserve it? Do they not deserve it?
Sure, but why do we want them to have it? That doesn't make any sense. We should absolutely not let them get their hands on it.
Desmond?
If we think what they're doing is wrong and an affront to nature, they're going to do more of it with the pearl than elsewise.
Desmond, what do you think will happen if you tell him no, he can't have the formula? He said he needs it to carry out his plan. How badly do you think he's invested in that? I mean...
It's kind of what I've been pondering. Is,
Well, you can always test him, tell him, No, I don't think so. Talk to me again in 5 years and we'll see. Or something like that, and see if he goes away. That's a test.
I will say, if you don't agree to help him, you should guard that recipe very, very closely. He might resort to alternative means to acquire it.
I think that's probably where you go with it.
I worry.
That's what I was thinking.
Hey,
An alternative worry.
does anybody have some spare parchment? I could scribble something down real quick.
Yeah, I've got some.
Here you go. I give him a whole like
What were you
sheet of
saying,
the order.
Cyrus?
Well, I have a hard time reading this one. So I don't know if he's the trustworthy or untrustworthy type. He seems genuine, I guess. I don't really know. Point is, if he's telling the truth, you tell him no, he walks away. And he doesn't bother you again. Is he the type to just give up and walk away from what he's been working on? Or is he the kind to take matters into his own hands, even if he doesn't involve you? Did you work on the potion with him? Would he try to reconstruct it?
He wasn't capable last I knew. But
That's never stopped anyone from trying.
he is a very talented man, but his talents were never in alchemy.
It sounds like he's here because he's still not able to pull it off.
I'm guessing that's why he reached out to you in the first place.
Yeah.
If he could have done it, he wouldn't have come to you at
That's
all.
right.
I'm not saying he has to do it right, but if he can do it even close,
Or if he
there
achieves
could be
it-
more harm than good that comes of that.
especially if he achieves it through a heck of a lot of trial and error.
I also see that there's a heck of a lot of harm involved with helping him. This ain't doing anything good that I can see.
Do you have the recipe written down, or is it just in your head?
Well, it is written down. It's also in my head.
Maybe it shouldn't be written down anywhere.
It's about the only writing I've got left from my mom.
Oh. Well.
And I kind of look over at him before I say this. Does he? I mean, do I get the sense he's eavesdropping?
He's a long way away, but he is kind of like looking over his shoulder towards you guys.
Just in case we're waving him back.
I kind of lean closer to Des.
Can I see him?
Would it be better?
Like you can see just his shoulder and like his side of his face.
I'm not wanting to part you from your mother's writings, but
Well, I don't think he'd be able to find it where I've got it.
Oh.
So
maybe not say. Well, I won't pry because I think it's better. None of us but you know where the location of it is.
yeah, but I'm thinking that here I've got the parchment here. Let me write some things down.
Okay, 1 second. Edlin?
I want to make an insight check on him versus his deception.
Oh God.
What are you? Oh.
Insightful.
I do.
17 plus 4, 21.
Your eyes narrow and you kind of like focus in on him. You can sort of see every movement of his body, every kind of like, you know, well-practiced reaction he might have, and you sort of start to see 1 or 2 steps ahead of it.
Okay.
What do you write down?
And I will keep doing that every minute until Desmond makes a decision. As long as I can see him, I will keep inciting him until Desmond decides yes or no.
Okay.
He's still 200 feet away. I'm confused.
He's like, yeah, he's a ways away. Actually, insightful.
It says as long as I can see him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It says target you can see. If I can see him, I can incite him.
At this point, with the conversation kind of died down, he starts to walk back your direction.
Right, I think.
Jumps back to the other side of the river as Des is writing.
I'm sorry. I was just slightly curious. I'm an arcane practicer myself, and I've never seen your kind of magic before. Where did you learn it? Where did you hone it? How? I'm just curious about it in general.
It was a night. From what I can gather, it's not really something that anyone else has had. Perhaps, maybe. Again, maybe some kind of sorcerer from times bygone, but it's from all I've been able to gather, showing it to other, magically inclined folks. It seems to be celestial in nature, sort of radiance from beyond. It's not born from within me, it's pulled from elsewhere.
Well, and I'm kind of curious, can you do this? And I'll cast Eldritch Blast just into the river, just...
No, from...
Got him!
Now, for me, it works more like...
What'd you write down?
You're writing out something.
And there's this kind of like shockwave of radiant energy as just this bolt of incandescence leaves his fist and sears into the water, leaving a steaming jet. It's not really, well, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really understand magic, but I mean, I guess it's some kind of magic, but it isn't really like a spell, I guess. It's just something that is mine now. And has been for those others who've chosen this path and have walked it with me.
Is there any other abilities or tricks that you can do? Just out of curiosity, like I said, I'm an arcane practicer myself, and I've always been interested in the arcane arts.
Well, I mean, any kind of like at high speed just is over on the other side of the clearing, like faster than would be usually expected for someone of his size. It's not like a blur, but it is a very, he runs extremely fast. Each motion kind of releasing these kind of small, just almost like small ripples in the ground of light.
Any spells that I'm familiar with that would do the same thing that I've seen?
I mean, like expeditious retreat? No, that's a, you would.
Expeditious retreat doesn't matter what direction you're going.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it to get in close, ironically.
Yeah, so maybe like that, but again, he doesn't do any verbal, somatic, or any kind of components. He just does it.
He just does it. Okay.
And that's just me now.
Well, that's quite amazing, I will say. That's rather impressive.
Like I said, it's the difference has been extraordinary.
Yes.
Well, look, Ethan, I already figured out the potion. I made it work.
Yeah?
I did. And I've even got it right here. But
really? Yeah?
Nothing but pain can come from this. I want you to know that.
I mean, you made it like work.
It was never going to work the way it was intended.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. That's, Mom intended it for medical applications, and it became something powerful.
Look, I'm inclined to destroy this piece of paper.
I don't. I think that will be a mistake, but.
The one thing that's kept me from torching it is that it's one of the last little bits of writing that we've got from Mum.
Is this the piece of paper you were just scribbling on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to roll a sleight of hand check on that one.
When I see him writing, could I step in front of him a little bit, like I'm trying to peer down at the paper to see what he's writing?
That's pretty after the fact at this point. Especially if he would like, because he just started writing. You, the player, didn't know what he was doing and didn't choose to step in front at that time. So you, the character, wouldn't know to do that.
All right.
Any bonuses because I was chatting him up and casting spells and doing that stuff?
Well, I mean, he was writing.
Before that, I think.
Yeah, and
If it changes things at all, I, the player, and Hillary, the character, both thought he was writing something down for us. I was literally, like, while every other roleplay thing was going on, I was leaning over going, what is it for? Are you going to give it to me first? Like, I was actually asking him those things, trying to get the writing from him.
Well,
I'm just saying.
In this case, this is a little too contextual for me to retroactively allow that.
Sure.
So in this case, I'm not gonna go for that.
No problem.
We try.
You wanted a sleight of hand?
Yeah.
All right, it's 22.
Nice.
You surreptitiously, like, you finish writing it down, and then it's this very quick action, almost imperceptibly, you reach into your coat and pull out what seems to be a different piece of paper. And he kind of like looks over towards it, focusing on it.
Look, it's not good. It's not good for anybody.
I think it could do a lot of good. Especially if you've perfected it, then, I mean, yeah, there's pain, but life is pain, and this is a way towards life being more manageable for a lot of people.
If I give this to you, it would only be under the premise that you never read it, that you actually just got rid of it.
I can't do that. I've got a chance here, Des.
I don't know that I can give it to you then. And I start to put it back in my...
What is it going to take for me to... What is it going to take for you to teach me what I need? I just need this one thing from you, brother.
Look, it's right here. And you got the basics from Mum as far as making potions.
You know, I don't know
the instructions.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to read the recipe you give me.
Well, then I can't give it to you.
Like this. He pulls his hands away, and there's kind of like, you can see like sort of mucus sticking to them.
Oh, good.
And he takes and he puts his fox mask back on. That's better. Look, Des. The way I see it, this is my last chance to make a difference. It's the only thing in the world I got to give now. And you're the only one that can help me or stand in my way.
How many followers do you need? What's the end goal? How do I know that this is not just another one of your tricks?
Anyone who will accept it. Anyone who is willing to go through the process and willing to finally get freedom and power in this world, to not be just a victim.
Aurum Knights, leaders?
Yeah, any of them. This evens the playing field. This changes things so that nobody is left behind, is left dependent, is left helpless.
So if you're worried about, well, as all the stories would have us believe, the Fomorian's coming back.
What?
If you're worried about that, your answer is to fight the people in charge right now rather than work with them?
I mean, that's like 100, 200 years down the line.
Might be saying that. You don't know. Nobody really knows.
Well, then the way I see it, that just adds to it. We need more people who can do this. If we got fucking elemental titans coming back, then best what I can see is we adopt an element of our own. We adopt a way for this entire Cala to be now the element of light, a way to push back against those things coming out. I mean, whatever the case, this just adds to my whole point here. And if you're worried about that, then you got my word that whomever I'm able to, bring into this, they'll be on your side. They'll be on the side of... They'll be on the side of the Cala. They'll be on the side of the peoples of this land. They'll be here to defend it from whatever's coming.
Is that the case with all the people that currently have power? How do you expect to break this group in particular out of the cycle of power distorting things? People with power exert that over people that don't. Not everyone will take this.
That's the whole point. I mean, if they don't take it, then that's their choice.
Boy.
How do you know that choice is going to remain? What if someone gets the power and then goes, all right, well now I'm going to trap you and I'm just going to give this power to my buddies, and now the power disparity just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Look at the people of Abinlock, right? They're born knowing that the sovereign's blood always will make them less than an Aurum Knight. People down in Vesic, they're born knowing that if they don't have magic elemental powers flowing through their veins, then they are less than, and they'll always be subservient to power. Over in Denard, if you don't have the assets, the gumption, the family lineage to give you resources, give you gold, then you're born without. Carrig won't have the best idea. You can rise up in Carrig. But fucking hey, if that's not a trade-off, you give up your entire life, your liberty, your ability to pursue your own goals there.
All right, well...
This is the chance to even the playing field. You choose to take this, then now at least your fate is your choice.
You know, you keep saying that and then you keep talking about giving it to anybody who wants it. Boy, every story you told me about your brother made him sound like a fuck up, but I didn't know he was gonna be this stupid. You have no goddamn clue about anybody or anything. I mean, I have met some fools in my time.
Hillary, you're laying it on a little strong.
Sorry. Look, just every word is worse than the last one. Anyway, it's your rodeo.
You want to talk about choices. You want to talk about making the right choices. You think that you have the right answer for everybody, and it's up to them to make the choice. I'll tell you what. I've got a bargain for you. You can make a choice about this. I can give you this recipe, but you have to never open it. As long as you never open it, never read it, I'll entertain the idea of looking into your operation. We'll take a look.
I'm done lying, Des. I'm done lying. Thank you, brother. This means a lot. Just know if you need me, you call. I'm gonna have people everywhere. I'm gonna have a network to... you don't have to see me ever again after this, unless you want to.
I told you, as long as you don't open that.
I told you I can't promise that. I can't lie.
Read it now then.
I think he says this is gonna be awesome.
Fuck, Des. And he shouts, and there's just a bolt of light that streaks straight up into the sky, and you see from all around you lemon orchard workers turn, dropping their burdens and start to work their way through the trees towards you. Glows beginning to suffuse all of them, their eyes burning from what within you can see are more porcelain masks of various animals. And that is where we're going to pick it up next session, y'all.
Did it say the magic word?
It's a couple words.
Yeah!
Yep.
And we will be, excuse me, we'll be picking this up. Is next week Memorial Day?
No.
We'll be taking Memorial Day weekend to do a one-shot, but next week we'll be picking it up same time as usual, noon o'clock. So make sure to tune back in and figure out what happens at this next episode of Cala Anor, y'all.
Thank
you so much for watching.
Everything.